Hello, everybody. We are back with episode 5 of Shadows of the Last War. How's everybody doing out there?
Hi, chat.
Hello,
us
everybody.
or chat?
All of the above, actually.
Wait, that emote's adorable. What is that, Kirby?
That's you. Cobalt Pop 2.
Dude, is anybody else completely overwhelmed with the amount of emote slots we just got?
Yeah. I can't. It's like a whole
It's insane.
It's like thousands of dollars to get my animator to do all of them at once, unless I just
amazing.
make like cheap crap.
I love all the emotes. More emotes.
I'm partner too. I understand this.
I appreciate it, but they need to trickle it. They need to give a man a warning, like
Wait,
like a week or two or something.
No,
you know?
no warning. More emotes.
Did they not give affiliates the animated
I
emotes
actually
as well?
just don't pay
I think
attention.
they did.
I think
Yes,
they doubled
did.
them.
Yeah, I think they
They
did.
gave us more too. Yeah, affiliates.
Okay.
Yeah,
So.
partners got up to 60, which is
I'll find some more
nuts.
upsetting things like Lucy.
Guys,
Crazy.
we're back with episode 5. Last week ended on a wild. That's the best terminology for this.
It was one of the endings of all time.
It was a wild
Someone
ending.
got squished.
You know, I think a couple of people got squished.
They
Yeah.
deserved
No,
it.
Weirdly,
at the end,
yeah.
the last thing was a squish.
Yes.
Weirdly, the kind of most cartoonish death of like someone getting stepped on was like by far the most traumatizing.
The most violent, even. Yeah.
Yeah,
True.
like it's like something about imagining that fucked me up.
That wasn't even the most important thing, though. The most important thing was I made Idio beautiful.
Yeah. Yes. That did in fact
right.
occur.
Genuinely, like the
He's-
stars aligned for that character. Nothing better could have happened to that man.
We're not going to
Yeah.
see him for like 100 episodes, and then it's going to be like an Avengers Endgame moment where he's going to come with a giant army because now he like rules a city or something.
He ran away with a twinkle in his eye.
Yeah. Some things happened.
He's medically hot.
I watched only the last 40 minutes, and all of those things that you guys just mentioned happened in that time frame. So
Yeah, it was a lot.
what happened in the beginning of episode 4 to like midway through? Does anyone remember? Is there a Sera or Scout
Yes.
tinted experience?
We went to a
church.
small. Well, we went to Rendell's.
We started at Rendell's,
We
right? 'Cause
started-
had just
Yeah, we
turned into
started at
stone.
Rendell's. Yeah.
You did
We
start at Rendell's.
bickered a lot.
Why do I say we just turned into stone? One person did that.
Rendell.
Or Rendell. And
Rendell.
we
Yeah.
felt
One
responsible.
lovely human
Some
being.
of us felt responsible.
Some
Some people
correct.
just wanted to leave Rendell.
If my group
In
had
the
listened
state
to
of
me, maybe
stonage.
other lives would have been spared if we had
I-
immediately left the city.
I
It's
think
almost
Anju
like
made
I'm
it pretty
firing off
clear
wild
we're gonna
magic
come
left
back.
and right in a populated area. I don't know.
It's
maybe
true.
we'll figure
Rendell
that out.
Maybe you
get
should stop
stoned.
trying to cast spells. You're
I'm a
kind of
wizard.
aware that it
Wizard.
happens. You're supposed to be the smartest guy. That's like your thing that you brag about.
I'm-
You're just like
Is that what you're taking from my character? I'm
Mudbone.
smart?
Yeah.
He's loco. He's cray cray.
I mean, in character, you would be really curious about it, and you would want to be testing it scientifically, right? So you
Yeah.
don't really give a fuck.
Also,
what
he's
happens.
crazy.
He's
I'm
just,
In
just a
character,
vessel
he
for a
crazy.
greater power. So
Yeah, you're
Sorry,
he's a
I'm
vessel
yelling at
for
you like
chat
Ivan would
is
yell
what
at
he
you.
is.
I'm enjoying your character.
Look, Tracy
He's
knows
very
all
fun.
about being a vessel too. So
True.
for her other character.
It happened.
look, this is me
So-
driving, and I'm just letting go of the wheel, baby.
Sometimes
Okay?
you
know?
sometimes you have to. Sometimes you got to see where the winds take you. And in this case,
It's
it
either
was
you take it or you don't.
violent. It was violence. And I think you were actually sort of embracing the concept. You were like, yeah, I disintegrated that man. Let's channel. Let's run with it.
Yep.
And it just
Like
kept getting worse.
he's a mess of a character, so that's how we're gonna play him.
Yeah.
So
So we accidentally turned Rendell to stone.
You did?
Yep.
And then that's where we started.
Correct.
And then there was a bit of debate about whether we should take care of it now or later.
Yep.
I said apothecary. Then we were told divine. But who told y'all to like go to like divine sources
Me?
instead?
The
That was
divine
your
one.
idea.
Fine person.
The paladin.
Right.
The person who likes the divine.
And then when we went to the divine, we didn't get the help we wanted, but
we got some direction
got-
and help.
we got
okay?
drugs.
It's true.
We got
And we
drugs.
We got alcohol for the alcoholic.
We got
we got free laudanum.
Anju tried to steal from the church.
I was just Anju was simply checking it out.
With an option here, I know that Tracy's gonna have this answer, but does anybody else remember the name of Tracy's god?
I could pick it off a list.
Sovereign.
The in
The
there.
sovereign.
Yeah.
Dol Ara.
The sovereign host.
Yeah, there it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
Sovereign
Church of the
it is
Sovereign Hosts.
Church of the Sovereign Host.
Lucky
and it's-
guess.
It's Dolara. Perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Hey, I had it.
Yeah, I trust that. I trust that for sure. What did you discover there specifically in regards to the petrification?
We need so the petrification, the church people were like, you probably need like alchemical properties essentially to help. So either go to the university or somewhere else. But
Pretty
Yeah.
much the university.
Well, they were like an adept spellcaster will be able to assist you, and Moorgrave University has plenty
Quite a
of
few of
them.
those. Yeah.
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 Yep.
But let me tell you, they did not do well at Moorgrave University.
Oh my gosh.
I think
Yeah.
everything went swimmingly.
Going great until they tried to detain us. All right.
Honestly, that's on them.
Why are
It wasn't even
terrorists
the
just-
university. It was terrorists.
Exactly. Like,
Well, maybe
why are they just letting them wander freely? No, I feel like that nobody's even going to care that I blasted them, except for them, like their own team. So, like,
I can't wait to find out that. I can't wait to see how all these fucking
Emerald-
college freshmen are handling the violence that they just witnessed.
is it the Emerald Flame? Is that the
Emerald
something?
Claw.
The Emerald Claw.
The Emerald Claw.
The people who
The
evicted
claw.
Ivan.
So in my notes, I have Sarah wanted to discover an alchemical solution for petrification, was provided nothing at the Church of the Sovereign Host. Shortly after, Anju proceeded to microdose on laudanum,
Yes.
which is a combination of opium and alcohol.
Yes.
Which,
and it
you know, we don't have to read too far into that as a character moment, you know?
was-
Fine.
I'm not very surprised because of like how much I've seen you consume caffeine. Like,
Now
this
you're
point
beginning
in-
to pick up on BenBriggs plays past versions of himself.
This is the arc where he just dislikes water.
It's
he just-
me. It's me 6 years ago, but I'm a giant cat.
Yeah, yeah. It's an awesome cat,
Yeah.
though.
caffeine, the gateway to alcohol
We started
and
arguing
copium.
as we always do in the halls of Moorgrave University. You know, Anju drunk, and
And had not realized it yet. Thought that he was handling it.
yeah, Cain grumpy as per usual.
I advocated that we leave at all times.
and
Every place you dragged me, I was like, we should leave. We should
It
leave.
Just
we can
leave.
fix him later.
we
to
caught
to where doesn't matter, just not here.
we caught the eye of the Emerald Claw,
It's
and
true.
they were like, "Hey,
Because I was
weren't you
pointing.
them people with that Ivan," and we were like,
Couldn't
"No."
be.
Quick,
I
Actually,
will
pause.
say,
Quick pause here. Having just rewatched it, it is absurd. For the record, Sarah left because
I
Sarah
left.
was losing it. Sarah was fucking losing her mind. But
pushing the Paladin's loyalty to its absolute limit.
Ben was literally like, "Can I just find someone smart?" And I
Okay,
was
so
like,
this
"Yeah."
was the plan. This was the plan. The original plan was we were gonna go there. She was gonna talk to
Domina.
Dumbledore lady.
Yep.
And I was gonna talk to everybody else downstairs and just try to find somebody who
Sure.
could help us out.
Yeah.
And I took I took a little sippy of the
Mhm.
drinky,
Yeah.
thinking that it would just because I didn't really want to talk to strangers.
Sure.
And I was getting a little annoyed by the whole situation, and I just want he thought it would take the edge off. And then I think I rolled one really bad. I think I rolled like one really bad like charisma or something. I like crit failed on something, and then from that point forward, I was just playing drunk. And then at one point, I pointed over at them, and you were like, "They see you pointing," and I'm like, "Fuck."
You said, and I quote, "Bub, can I find one intelligent in this
Yeah,
place?"
can I find one smart person here?
Yeah. And you
And then
you found students, and
Yeah.
you asked them, "Hey, do you guys know how to fix petrification? My dog got petrified, and I'm bored. Also,
I'm
I have
so
money.
bored. I will give you any amount of gold.
It wasn't-
Please make this stop.
There was never an emotion behind it. It was fix my dog. I'm bored, which is hysterical. And at no point did anyone even bat an eye at that request. They couldn't
They
because
just
they
made
were
fun of your breath.
they
They
were
were
first-year
just like,
students.
this guy's shit faced.
Yeah, and it doesn't smell good, right? It's not like you just popped open like a Cavassier, right? It's opium and alcohol based unguent, so it's kind of stinky.
I should have asked the priests for some rumplements, man.
They did not have it, but things went downhill rapidly. What happened next, Sarah?
Oh gosh. Sarah went to Domina
Yes.
and they started fighting. And
They as in we.
As in,
yes.
Well, they confront
As in I.
the Emerald
Claw.
Claw confronted them, and
Yeah,
then
we tried to
Idio
talk our
showed
way out
up,
of it.
and that's when it started escalating.
Idio, right. Almost forgot about Idio. Yeah.
Yeah.
Idio showed up and
And then I shouted, I said, "Hey, Idio," and then he blew our cover because
Yeah.
obviously
yes.
all calculated.
there was that hilarious moment where Ben was like, "No, you're talking about that other catfolk, right?" And they were like,
Oh, God.
"Show me
Yes.
another catfolk," and there wasn't another one that looked
Would you give me
remotely like you.
10% on that?
5.
You even let him roll and
Yeah.
got like multiple re-rolls.
Mhm. Yeah,
Would have been fucking hilarious.
it would have been a sitcom.
I imagine that it would have been a catfolk that looked just like comically identical to me somehow.
Yeah,
But anyway,
I
Idio-
tried to cast enlarged person on Idio.
you saw Idio.
But he
You
got super
called him
hot.
over, and he goes, "Hey, where's Ivan?" Which only confirmed that you guys were in cahoots with Ivan. Cain threatened to kill them because they were going to escort you off, and he cast a spell on Ivan. Ivan became hilariously beautiful. He is
I remember
now
that part.
absolute
Idio.
giga chad.
medically
Sorry,
hot.
Idio became hilariously beautiful. Like he is terminally pretty, which is fantastic for him. He ran off asking if he was handsome and showing people his mini abs.
We got him to pop that. We got him to pop that shirt off.
Oh,
Obviously.
yeah. We said he like got the jaw, like in my mind, he became Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
That's how I
he's-
picture him now.
He's Giga Chad.
Yeah, he got Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Tracy's like, I just have to have my fantasy come to life. I don't care about yours.
Yeah.
This is what he
imagine
looks
it's
like
like-
in my version.
Yeah.
If you could get yassified and Giga Chadded at the
Yeah.
same time,
Mhm.
just become like, I mean, he's just gonna be rich and famous the next time we see him.
Yeah.
There's no shot. Because wasn't that it? It's like he's literally the most beautiful person in the world,
Yeah.
Yes.
basically.
Henry Cavill. Yes.
How long does that last?
That's permanent.
That's permanent.
It's permanent.
And then Cain called out to the well and turned someone to
Look,
dust. It's fine.
They put their hands on me.
They did.
That's
So I
true.
went feral.
They
aggressed.
touched me, so I turned them to dust.
Yes.
Um,
The second target, what happened to the second guy who died?
Guillotine from the hand.
It was like a spectral guillotine spawned from your fist, and it severed his head from his shoulders.
Stuck into the wall.
Ben had a moment
Sick.
as
well, because
Anju-
they had us cuffed. They had us.
Oh,
They
hands
had,
behind
well, they
their
had us our
back.
arm. They
Yeah.
had our arms.
They had our arms behind their back, and they
Yeah.
were trying to restrain us. And then you, I think
He
Idio
said,
acted
"Do you?"
as a
I was like,
distraction.
he was like, "You do you want to tap into the well?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
So you disintegrated the first one, which had the one. that
I
was-
rapidly aged him into dust. I
Yes, and-
believe his.
Yeah, you hit him with the 5 second the beach that makes you old. And then the guy who was trying to restrain me got distracted. I did a funny little escape artist, grabbed the bag, which was just on the floor. Like I was terrified about losing that fucking bag.
Oh yeah.
So I grabbed the bag, and then you had decapitated another guy, and then I drew my bow, and had like a moral crisis.
Yeah.
My self-preservation versus my wanting to kill a bad guy. It was against my nature to just murder in plain sight, but everything seemed really bad, and I felt like it might be the right thing to do to pop one of these guys in the head. And I resisted. I think I rolled a 50-50 on that.
Yes.
I did not take the shot.
You did resist.
which, as it turns out, wasn't necessary
Correct.
at all.
The camera panned, funneling back to Sera as she found her way to Domina's office. As you reached the door, you knocked, and you were asking to come in, and you heard a gasp, a surprise. Not quite pain, but as you charged in, drawing your weapon, you saw that she was peering down into a bowl of some sort of divine nature. It's a bowl of divination. She was watching the school. And what did she see?
She saw Cain. And he was not Cain. He became what was it exactly? He was like
Do we
Feral.
even know? I don't even know if we know in game at all. We're just kind of like, that's not right.
He said he became Karen, but he became some sort of like, I don't know, some sort of it's a feral version of himself. It was something else. He had become
It was like
something or
His
something.
eyes were all
dragon
black,
almost.
right?
And
Yeah,
His eyes
He had
went
little
full black.
bumps.
correct.
Did she say something to me at the end?
No, it's not that she said anything.
She was
but when
crying.
you looked up at her face, she was shocked and she was crying as you
Crying.
realized just how
Yeah.
important Cain still was to
She
her.
does care.
Yeah.
Right.
He said like something like, "Oh, look how far he's fallen
Look
as
how
a
far-
man,"
how
or
far he's
something.
fallen.
Yeah.
So that just signifies she still cares.
I mean, that
essentially.
depends on how you look at it, really.
True.
Things
Kinda
were
badass.
slightly different, right?
I was a
Back-
parrot.
Back at Rendell's,
Yeah, I
right?
was gonna
I
say,
did some role playing
You did.
godliness
Oh, yeah.
yesterday.
That was so funny.
I
think you
heard
did.
that you were complimenting me, Bub, which is why I'm saying this, because you pecked my ego a little bit.
It was huge. Like between you and Scout, you took a really rough situation and you thrived in ways that I thought you were going to blunder. So kudos, where it's due. You guys did a great job. So let's talk about that for a second. You were in a sticky situation. You're stuck in an animal form.
I mean, it was even before that. Like it was the
First the robot guy came without the arm
Yes.
yeah,
by himself.
and I was
right?
still in human form, and I like impersonated Rendell.
Yeah.
The perfect
Yeah.
setup.
Like
Yeah,
a
and I got him to-
27-year-old.
You like nat 20'd on it. It was
Yeah, you-
ridiculous.
Yeah, made him believe me, but it couldn't make his handler believe me. So she came back, and I was a parrot, and I could only talk in words that I've heard that day. And yeah, so it was
Also-
it was a good test of my limits. Jesus.
I do want to go back to the first part where you were human and you got us out of the sticky situation the first time around. But then we also found out the story of Squeaks, which was really funny.
Yeah.
Basically,
fucking forgot
Cain just
about that.
murdered Squeak's mom and then was like, and then I took the baby. Like,
Because I felt bad
the
that I
abandoned
had-
bat. Like,
I
as if
had
you
this,
didn't just
like-
murder its mother.
Right, but
Well,
Cain
I felt
presented it like he
bad.
was doing this magnanimous thing.
Well, he didn't say that he felt guilty that the whole time they were fighting, it was because she was protecting her babies.
Yeah.
So he felt
He
bad
didn't
about
say
it.
that, though.
He didn't say it, of course, because he's crazy as shit.
Sure, it's a
But-
Cain painted story.
I haven't known Cain.
He
to
leaves
be-
out important
be
details
prideful
of
at all.
things, you know?
He was just like, she was annoying and loud and I murdered her. And then I found this baby bat. It was abandoned.
and so
I
anyway,
took it
I'm a
under
really
my
good
wing
person.
and trained it. It was
Yeah.
I keep telling you
very
guys how
cool.
good of a guy I am.
You killed it.
I don't think I've said that. I was good ever.
But yeah,
I
whenever
just said I was a
um,
legend, is all I said.
the second time when the robo guy without the arm came back with like a human, some other lady with him,
Yes.
it was hilarious.
Yes.
When you were a parrot because you could only say the words that were said.
Well, you went on hard mode too, because you
Rendell.
you were only going with the words that had
Randall.
been said in that conversation.
Yes.
So you were treating the beginning of your day as like when you transformed. That's fucking hard mode.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's
I was like-
the
I was
only
like, oh,
words
he
that
could
the
just-
parrot has heard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was hilarious.
You basically just annoyed her to death and then she left.
Yeah.
She literally
No,
went,
classic.
Why the fuck am I talking to a parrot?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
she got upset
Classic.
with herself. She was like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
Just the fact that she even for a moment entertained that the bird was understanding what she was saying.
I mean,
And
could
I
you-
like while
ironically-
you were doing that, I was like trying to hide him at the same times. Like it was, oh my gosh.
Could you blame her? Like every question she had, the bird had an answer for, even if it was like just
Sort of.
slightly off. So it was like,
Well, she went in anyway.
I don't fucking know if I trust this bird. I'm going inside. Like, you have to have that fight there for a minute. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's-
honestly, physically seeing a bird probably helped your cover. Because if you had been a person, it would have been a problem.
True.
But she's like, oh, it's just a stupid bird. It doesn't understand me.
it's true. It's very true. What did you? I'm curious. Do you remember what you said about Rendell, where he was, or what was wrong with him?
I
he was
remember
sick,
saying that he was
right?
sick to
Yeah.
like when I was back in human form, and
Yeah.
that he should come back in a week's time or like a couple days or something.
2 days, yeah.
You said
Yeah,
a
it was
week's
originally a
time
week,
to
and you said
start,
no.
but then they were
He was
they were like,
bro,
a
my
week is a
arm,
long.
dude.
Yeah.
I need my arm.
Yeah, this is
so then I
fine.
said 2 days, but apparently she couldn't wait more than an hour. That's typical Karens, you know.
No.
Like, where are you going
No,
with
they-
this?
They can't.
I'm gonna come
Can't
at
wait.
you.
So then I think that solidifies a wrap up as far as I am aware. So before we dive in, I think it's important and imperative to note to everybody who's watching, if you guys wish to have impact in this game, there's a couple of ways that you can do that. First and foremost is luck rerolls. Every time we hit 10 gifted subs in any capacity whatsoever, it hits us with luck rerolls. You can see 2 of them down at the bottom of the screen now. We have a max of 5. After 5, if you wish to make more happen, it's a bit more expensive. But let's aim for 5 if we can, because the players end up using them in some capacity or another.
It's
Typically
always fun.
when they move into combat. And I never said combat was over. So we will see just how that flies. The second way that you can have impact in the game is by supporting on Patreon. And you can make things happen, like put NPCs in the game. Additionally, you can influence the game with wild magic, and that is all select at a unique tier. We have a couple of wild magic uses for the evening. I will dictate whom they are as they wish to be said, and when they wish to be used. So, without further ado, if the players are ready, I'm prepared to dive in and see just what happens next. We good?
Let's go.
Let's go. I'm here for it. All right. So we turn back to Sera. This starts with you. Just because you're in another room, far away on the other side of the school, doesn't exactly stop the fact or the notion that combat is still occurring. You're peering up at the face of Domina, stricken with immediate grief. Her eyes welling with water. Fear has embraced her as she still keeps watch over you and then back to the bowl of divination. The last thing she said was how far a man he has fallen from. She speaks of Cain. When you glance back down to the bowl, you can see Cain stands, but not alone. Anju, probably 15 or so feet based on the scale. And nothing has happened just yet.
What is this? What's happened to him? I just saw him. Just saw him a minute ago. I walked over to you and what does this mean? He's far worse than you thought. What does that mean?
She glances back up to you before she finds her voice again. Cain would never harm. He would never harm anyone. He would never kill anyone.
I don't think he wants to. Whatever's making this. You've seen it. The horrible magic that happens at any time. That's unexplainable. That's what's making him like this. What is it that's happening to him?
I'm afraid that I don't know.
You don't know.
Her eyes
You
widen
must.
as she's peering into the bowl.
You know him better than anybody else. You must know.
Give me a sense motive.
She's got to know something. She was his lover.
13. You think she's being earnest? You think she's being earnest with this? That she at least immediately has no reason to be lying. But more so, as you glance down into that bowl, she draws your attention back down. She physically points. Her fingers touch the top of the water, and it sends out a ripple effect. And you can see as Anju steps closer, Cain's vision never changes, and he seems to be raising an arm. Not in a way that's, as in, please, stop. But you can see it's led again, similar to what Cobalt was doing just then.
I have to stop this.
Go. She says to go. And she immediately walks away, and she's moving to an area near her floating desk. It's probably like 5 or 10 feet away. She's sifting through the desk itself. You can hear the drawers like sliding open as she's throwing papers out. You're not sure what's going on, but you make your way to the door and you start running.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Anju. In the heat of it. Wind it back just a few seconds. You've just witnessed the man literally crush another person.
He disintegrated a guy, he decapitated a guy, he shrunk a guy and then stomped on him, and then he also crushed a man inside of, brought some lockers to life. It was insane. It's maybe the worst thing Anju's ever seen.
As you quick glance around, you can hear the sounds of students running, but you do not see them.
I don't see them?
You don't see them.
Like, is my vision impaired by something? Besides...
there's some slight impairment, but not enough. No, you hear the footfall because they've rounded corners.
Okay.
It's just you and Cain. And blood, dust, clothes. Cain does not appear to have changed. Physically, he's still a man. Bipedal in nature, but his face is different. What do you do here, Ben? What does Anju do?
I mean, I've already tried talking to him and I didn't really get a response. But, I mean, I don't like that I can still see initiative. I mean, I guess I'll try again. Like, I'm not gonna move much closer, if any at all. But I'm gonna try to communicate again. I already tried calling him by his name. I feel like I'm not smart enough to know what else. I'll just like yell much louder. Like, Cain, snap out of it. We've got to go. Like, just as loud as I can, trying to break through.
Sure.
I've still got my bow at the ready at this point because I'm fucking terrified.
Of course. You have your bow at the ready at this point. And, well, all things considered, it doesn't look very good. You yell out, Cain, snap out of it. Cain. You hear in the rear side of the mind, it's almost like an echo from behind it, like as if someone's yelling in a valley. Give me a will save. This is a difficult DC. You happy with that?
Yep.
You said that a little too quickly.
Got a story to tell.
I think I would cock my head at him and just stare. And then what was that thing that is constantly whispered to me? The houses will fall.
You hear that echo from behind. Cain, snap out of it. But the voice that's in your head, it's domineering. It is louder. It is commanding you. It told you to breathe deep. The houses will fall. Your eyes glance at this next individual. Foe or ally to be determined. But your eyes fall over the bow, notched, ready to be fired.
Like a predator. Seeing you armed.
What do you think you would do here?
I mean, if he's in feral mode and someone has a weapon and seems threatening and is yelling at him.
I'm not pointing it at you.
You could end up beautiful.
Beautiful or disintegrated?
You draw your
I've
hand.
I mean, I would try. Like,
You failed your save.
I did fail my save. He would, if he feels threatened, he's gonna try to go for something. Go do something about it.
Two of these men didn't have weapons at all, and you removed them from this earthly presence.
Yeah. They were all wearing the same uniform, though.
It's true, green. You want to talk about Anju's armor for a second?
It's so good, dude.
He has a forest green robe.
That's the luck. I'll try. Maybe I'll use the luck reroll next time.
Firstly, I have studded leather armor. Secondly, I'm furry.
It's true.
Don't
Green
quote that on
cowled
context,
robe.
Chat.
Maybe you should try to nuzzle against me.
Listen, okay, if this is going down, can I have a reflex saving throw?
Potentially, it depends on what spell.
We don't even know what you're about to get hit with,
It's
bro.
true.
I don't think.
Go ahead. You take the offensive action. You raise your hand to drum forth more of that magical power. Give me a D1000.
He turns into a dog.
As Cain is like obviously charging up, Anju's gonna mutter under his breath, "I'm never drinking again."
That's what they always say.
Yep. That's what I say every time I'm puking at the toilet.
Worst hangover ever.
Okay. You're right. You have no idea what's going to happen, and neither of you anticipated what occurs next. A ring, at first, it's very small, appears just at the feet of the caster, before it erupts into black flame that encircles the caster and slowly starts to swallow the area around them.
What? That's so good.
You see it lip up over the edge of the lockers that just crushed that man, and where it touches the locker itself, you can see it's not hot enough to melt it, but it does start to change its color. Any organic material singes into ash. He's still channeling this.
So this is just like an AoE that's growing around him.
It's growing around him, correct.
It's like turning things to ash. It's burning them.
Organic material, yes.
Like instantly. Okay, so we're just got a cool instant carbon spell or whatever. Awesome. Seems normal.
Sera, as you're running, you're taking your full round to move.
Yes.
It took you about a minute to get there previously, but you walked. Now you're running. You have no idea how long it's going to take you, especially now that you're starting to see kids, teenagers, young adults, running with everything they have. They're talking about someone using magic, evocation. People are dying. You're not there yet. In your full round, do you have your weapons drawn?
I would get them drawn.
Okay. Top of the initiative round. Anju, you witness this flame. It stands at about 3 feet in height, and it is slowly growing in a circular ring as it dances up over the lockers themselves. It hits the wall, and it starts to grow up the wall and creating this almost Ouroboros effect over the ceiling itself. It continues to burn.
Is Cain still visible at the center of this? Is he still corporeal?
Oh yeah, he's still there. He's not taking any of the burning effect, however.
Okay. I don't know if what I've been thinking for a while, and I don't know if this is even worth trying, is trying to, I have 3, we have 3 vials of holy water.
Sure.
We also have water skins. I'm thinking like maybe splashing holy water on his face could help snap him out of it. But I don't know if that's a terrible idea or not. And like, I don't know, these things are made of glass, but I'm envisioning I don't want to break a glass bottle over his forehead.
I mean, it's pretty metal, but I don't know what's more metal about a ring of black flame, you know, slowly rolling down the hallway. Your call. If you don't think it's going to help, then don't use it. You have no reason to immediately
That's
believe,
kind of why I'm
right?
bringing it up, because it's like, Anju wouldn't know, I don't think. But it sounds like something to do. Can I like MacGyver anything that doesn't involve breaking glass over his forehead? Because he only has 3 HP left.
Unsure. I don't really know what you have. Secondly, you know that you've got a pretty good idea that you shouldn't be letting this fire touch you, based off of what you've witnessed.
And it's coming from him.
Yes.
That's rough.
When was the last time you think your character saw black flame?
I'm gonna posit never.
Okay. All right. That is a safe assumption.
Let's see, I've got a grappling hook. But anything with rope on it, that rope's just gonna get burnt. It's
Correct.
just gonna turn to ash.
Mm-hmm.
Glass doesn't burn.
Good old glass grappling hook.
Oh, God.
I wish all of you were here right now throwing glasses at me.
You can back. I mean, you can back out until unless you feel like you need more time to look through your things. You can just retreat for the moment, or try to reach back out to him again. Communicate further. You have no idea what's going on. It might work. It might not.
Yeah. I mean, he's already aggroed me. I don't feel like I can reverse that. So, is there any change I can make to what I'm saying? I don't.
You tell me.
Fuck, I don't know what I would. I don't even know what he would. Nah, I'm just. You know what? I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna back away.
Got it.
I'm moving towards, my bow. I've noticed I'm getting aggroed. I'm gonna kind of try to give off the mentality, I'm backing away. I'm not a threat. I'm not gonna shoot you with my weapon.
Okay.
So I'm gonna move. I'm not gonna leave entirely, but I am gonna back away from him towards the exit. And at the same time, I'm gonna yell out again.
Move 30?
I mean, do I need to move 30?
You tell me.
I mean, I'm literally just gonna move and then yell.
Got it. I just kind of want an idea if you're gonna try to move your maximum range, or if you just want to, if you think you're gonna stay out of the fire.
I think at this point I'm slowly backing away. I'm not full on fleeing.
We'll say 15. We'll say 15 feet.
Yeah, I'm stuck a little in awe probably.
Okay. So what do you say to him?
Yeah, I'll just as loud as I can. Just, Cain, this isn't you. I know you're in there. We still need you, buddy. Listen to me.
Sera, give me a perception, please.
Come back.
Okay. Yeah, that's not particularly hard. Over the cries, the sounds of children's feet beating across the ground, you can faintly hear the sounds of Anju. He's calling out to Cain. Cain just rings out. There's something about it, cacophonously echoing off the halls before it finally bounces and hits you. Anju's not been this frightened.
Yeah.
Cain, it is your turn.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna try to resist.
Give me a will save.
Resist which?
I'll use a luck
Resist what?
roll.
Okay.
Let's go.
Needed that
Wait,
shit.
resist me or resist it?
Resist. I want to take back control.
You want to take
Okay.
back control.
Yes.
It's almost as if someone, like wipers, hit the windshield, right? And that echo coming from the rear side is no more. Now it's in front of you. You can see this wave of darkened flame slowly roving over the floor in front of you. You can hear it whisper and flick. It doesn't burn like traditional fire. It seems to be whispering words in a language unfamiliar to you. But whatever it seems to touch organic, it immediately ashes. And everything else Technically, it looks like it's pouring carbon over the top of it. It's painting it darkened material. You see Anju probably about 40 or so feet away at this point, and he's screaming at you. The look is not, it's not anger, it's not malice. It's fear. It's visible fear. You've managed to regain control. At least temporarily.
How do I feel? Like exhausted or the same as I did before that, or what?
Pain paints over the top of you. It just runs in a wave. It's like you just woke up and someone had struck you. You feel the heat of your blood pouring from your torso, and when you glance down, your robe has been cut from shoulder to hip, visibly bleeding out. But what's more so, the pain that you're feeling is from your hand. And when you glance to your hand, it is stuck in some sort of somatic pose. It's almost like a claw. And if you had not paid more attention to it, you wouldn't have realized. But your fingernails have elongated into dragon-like claws. One of each color: blue, black, white, red, and green.
Captain Planet.
He's not our
This
hero.
motherfucker's last name is Uzumaki or some shit.
You've regained control.
It's not right.
You're in pain. What do you do?
Am I still casting the spell? I would like to stop that.
Well, you've regained control, but yes, your hand is stuck in the somatic component.
Is there still hellfire around me?
Yes,
or
yes, there
just
is.
black flames? I'll just yell back at Anju. Help me.
It comes out slightly disgruntled. It's almost like its own pain. A grimace of sound falls from his mouth. Says, "Help me." His attention. Hey, just give me perception, Ben. I'd like to see if Anju catches this.
Yeah.
Oh, you definitely do. With a
Wow.
28, you're definitely going to catch that his hand, something is wrong with it. It's stuck, and you notice the detail. The way that his fingers almost appear distended, like that of like a reptile's fingers. They're unique digits with an extra knuckle even, and each of the claws are of a different color and pointed, like that of a dragon's. Cain, is there anything else that you do? You technically have a standard action.
Could I try to grab my wrist with my other hand and like move my arm, or?
You can try. Yeah, give me a strength here. I'd like to see a strength check from you.
Okay.
I know that you're a
Strength check
spellcaster.
against your own arm.
That's
Average strength.
that's not bad. That's not bad. You're able to kind of muscle the arm, but you're unable to break this like grip. Your hand is stuck. It's like it's froze. You physically try to move the digits and you're incapable. It's stuck. Sera. You see just beyond in the crowd, you can see it looks as if Anju has made it to the end of that hall that you had left him at, where he was talking to that student.
Do I see Cain?
No, but
from
you can
where I am?
you can smell something burning.
Oh,
You didn't see
geez.
fire before, but you can smell something burning.
Am I able to detect this, like, sense what this is by any means, with like my detect evil? I think I might have tried this once before, but I'm trying to figure out what is
Sure.
doing
Yeah, of
this
course.
to Cain.
You can turn on your detect evil. This isn't particularly difficult. As you turn on detect evil, at first it is nothing, and then it's like a faint flicker, like firelight. Which normally this takes a while. It can take upwards to a minute for it to really start to illuminate. But This is not the case. What you see is first at this small fire flicker, which erupts in your vision. There is an abundance of evil. It is something unholy. It would be indicative in holy text as demonic in nature.
Okay. Okay.
This is good information for me.
Yes. Yes. And
you know we
so-
have holy water.
Yes. So I continue moving forward toward Anju, almost like to protect Anju from whatever this
Sure.
evil is.
Thank you, big lady.
You cast, you use your supernatural ability to detect evil, and as you bound up
Yep.
to him, he is shaken as he continues to slowly backstep, and what you see the moment that you round the corner is this wave of flame that's running up the length of the wall and even over the ceiling, and as it seems to just kind of, it's like an erase. It is purging anything that was once organic matter. It turns to ash.
How fast is it going? Moving across the floor.
Not as fast as you can, not as fast as Sera can, but you have no idea when it's going to stop.
Okay.
And Cain seems to be at the center of it.
I look to Anju and I'm like, we need to stop this. It's I sense it. It is pure evil.
You're evil. What do you mean?
Demonic in nature.
Like, okay. Yeah.
What?
We've got. I have holy water. Is that anything?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
We can douse, maybe even douse these flames with it.
What about Cain? Do we?
It
I guess
may,
I,
it may harm him, but the only way we can help him is if we stop this, and then we can heal him.
Well,
have to hurt him to make him feel better.
yeah. Well, I feel like I'm a pretty good shot. I'm trying to figure out which one of us. I feel like Anju wants to throw it and like aim. I'm trying to throw it and like hit his fucked up hand and hope that
Yes, that's
does
a good
the
Just
idea.
trick.
kill me.
It would be a cold shot. You could do that. It's going to be... Are you trying to throw specifically this? Or maybe are you coding an arrow? Or what are you thinking?
Well, I know how injured he is. Like, I'm trying to avoid that. I mean, I also have potions, but...
You don't technically know if this is... I mean, it's a stretch. It's a stretch. You could
Hold
try.
on.
Just tell me what you'd like to do here. Because it is the top of initiative, Anju.
Okay. What if... There's something creative I can do here. Is there anything above him?
Fire.
So there's nothing on the ceiling that I could, like, get something pinned to above his head.
It would take an absurd roll of damage because this place is like, it's stone. It's of stone make. So you'd have to pierce stone. Not impossible, but you would know that it's fairly improbable for an archer to do so unless you had absurd strength.
Okay, I am going to... What I want to do is I want to take one of our vials of holy water,
Sure.
and I want to put it into one of our water skins,
Okay.
and then, like, with one of my daggers, I want to, like, I want to make it so that I can throw this thing, and it's basically, like, dispersing holy water, like, diluted, but just, like, that way I can just chuck it over at him. It's not going to damage him. Some of it will likely hit his face and on the ground and everything, so we can just kind of sprinkler this shit as much as possible.
Okay, so you want to reach into the bag. So in action economy, you're not going to be able to get to do all of those things at the same time, unfortunately, because it's not like if it was bandolier, this would be different. If it was on your hip, it would be different, but it's in a bag of holding. So
Sure.
you have to, like, think of the item, draw it out, then think of another item, and then draw that out, and then grab your dagger, and then pierce this, and then make your attack, right? Like, it's a lot of and-thens. So you don't even know, the flame may start moving more rapidly, and you're not sure what else is left, or how much longer he'll even have control of this. So It's a lot of decisions to make in a very short window.
I was really looking for a way out of all that shit that you just said on my features and traits, but I don't have it.
Not a lot of those.
The previous character I just played had something where I could do like twice as much shit, but I
Not
think
at
it was
our level.
halfling stuff.
I mean, you can, for your turn, you can get those things. If you want to get those things, you can, but you're not going to be able to make
Yeah,
the
you know
attack
what? I'll
off.
just, that's fine. I will start preparing this weird
Got it.
MacGyvered sort of.
So you're going to draw from the bag, you'll
water
draw the
balloon.
other thing from the bag, and I'll even say that you get to dump it into said water skin.
Yeah, we're making a water balloon, baby.
You got it. Cain,
Rip.
it is your turn.
Could I take some liberties here and say at this moment, since I just was able to bring myself back, that I'm having like more of a moment of clarity, and I'm kind of like the Cain I was before my mind was shattered while this is going on.
I don't think that that's
Oh, all this-
unrealistic. Yeah, that's
Okay.
even likely that you would finally have your moment of clarity and you feel sort of like yourself, like a veil has been lifted and you're seeing for the first time. However, you do not have actionable control of basically
Yeah.
anything below your right elbow.
He'll just say, Sera, Anju, listen to me. I made a mistake, and you need to fix it. You need to kill me. I think that's all my words, just about.
Closing the gap. There is no hesitation in his voice. It's not absurd. Sera, you know more than anything that if this fire makes its way into a commons area with students, they will likely not survive.
Yes. We need to stop the fire first and foremost. Stop it from spreading.
Sera, it's your turn.
All right.
You
so-
have fire 10 feet away from you.
Yep.
Cain is about 20 feet out from that.
Yep. My priority is to stop these flames. So Anju's making a water balloon of water that he's going to throw more at Cain. So I want to try to stop this flame from where it's spreading.
Okay?
I mean, I guess the best thing is just lack of oxygen. So maybe if I'm gonna, even if it, if I risk getting burned from this, I'm gonna just take my shield and maybe just try to, depending on how big the flame is, just go over the fire and try to put out it where it's spreading
Okay,
to.
sure.
Just try to douse the flame.
You want to douse the flame. Okay.
Yes.
Sera, do you have knowledge arcana?
I think I do. I have quite a bit of knowledge. I have, a point in it.
Okay. Is it a trained skill?
No, it's not.
It is not.
actually.
Okay, so this is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for you, but I'll set the DC at, I'll say 16.
Okay.
Give me a knowledge arcana.
Come on, dice. Oof.
You've got 2 luck rerolls.
I think I may use one.
Okay, go for it.
Come on, dice.
Worse.
This happens. We always roll
Oh
worse.
man, that's so bad. Okay, now Mega, not like this. Yeah.
I got this.
Sera, you wish to move up to try to stamp out the flames.
Yes.
How are you doing that?
Well, I am fully armored. So, I might not burn too much because, again, it's not like, I guess heat metal. Well, okay, I'm wearing metal, so that's probably going to get hot really quick. Okay, let's not think
Does
about
it behave the same as regular flame as well? Is
And
it
it,
also
it just melted organic flesh in front of you, disintegrated organic flesh
So it-
in front of you.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's actually hot or if it just kind of like skips straight to the fully burned part.
that. What about...
There's a way to test it.
Just put a pinky toe in.
The water's fine.
Just dip the toes in the pool.
sort of like paladin abilities to like I'm like Anju right now looking through all my features and traits, like there's gotta be some
Listen, I
Anju,
spray, you pray.
knowledge arcana.
Okay,
Cain,
sure.
knowledge arcana.
Oh,
Somebody.
I didn't know if I could warn
Hey,
her, but I would
Anju.
warn her for
Okay.
sure.
Cain.
I'm I have every knowledge.
Same DC.
Maybe-
This is the same
maybe
DC for Anju. Cobalt, you're definitely gonna get this too. Yeah, you're not a caster, Anju. You like that's not your area of proficiency.
Maybe
but
I stole a book from the church or something.
you know the importance of concentration for a spellcaster. If their concentration breaks,
Right.
the spell will cease.
You know what? I was
He's
thinking about that.
No longer
Duh.
focusing on the spell. He's asking you to kill him.
Kill him.
But he keeps glancing down at his hand. He obviously has no control over that. So if you can disrupt the spellcaster by making him unconscious or breaking the final component, there's a strong chance that the flame will either go out or it will reach a timer point so it can time out. Cain would know that as well.
Yeah.
That's why I said to kill me.
Kill him. Yeah, exactly. Would Sera know this?
I mean, I can at least.
Yeah.
You know,
As a free
light bulb
action,
off my head.
you can say 16 words. If it's not your turn, you can mutter out 16 words.
We need to break his concentration. It'll end the spell.
Sera takes a moment. She looks at that fire. She's thinking about all the innocent people in this building, and she's gonna yeet her shield at Cain's hand.
Do you,
Yeah.
you throw the shield.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm about to-
Captain America.
Yeah,
style.
yeah.
Okay.
I was about to Captain America this.
It's
right
gonna
now.
be it's your strength modifier
Yeah.
plus your base attack bonus. You're level 2, so it should be 2 as a paladin.
Rip Cain.
Minus 4 because it's a cult shot.
That's fair. That's fair. So what do I roll? I have to roll base.
It's gonna be a d20 plus your strength modifier. So whatever the modifier is,
D20 plus 3 plus 2.
minus 4. So it's a d20 plus 1.
All right.
What, Cain? What is your AC?
13.
Oh, come on.
You've got a
dice.
luck reroll.
I'm using it.
Okay.
I'm using it. Let's go. Okay, come on, dice, please.
Oh.
So a 10.
It's okay. We have a backup plan, maybe.
You wing the shield out and you're not sure. Like the angle's all off. It just misses.
It's just,
Throwing
that was just my
things.
instinct.
Throwing things
Yeah.
have never been a forte for you. It's always
No.
been a grit of the teeth and up in the face there enough.
Sera doesn't act. She acts on like feeling. She doesn't really act on smarts. And she just felt in them.
Sure, it felt right. Hell, it felt right for me. It was perfect. Anju, you're up. What do you do here?
Okay, so anything organic that goes past the edge of this circle immediately turns to ash, right?
Theoretically, you've not tried stepping over the fire.
Well, I don't. Listen, if I go into that circle, nothing will be left but the studs on my armor and the arrowheads and the daggers. I'm good on trying that out. I've got a pretty decent idea that I shouldn't go in there.
So what do you do?
Okay, so I've got this water skin. Is it ready? Is it ready to go?
Yeah, sure, it's ready.
So, in theory, if I attach this to an arrow, which is made of wood, and it's a water skin that's made of like leather or whatever, the only things that are going to remain once it passes through there are the arrowhead and the holy water, right?
I mean, yeah, but at the same time, you're not firing through the flame. Flame's about 3 feet off the ground, and you're probably in the upper 5s, is my guess, in height, right?
Well, my goal was to shoot it into the area of effect and
Okay.
have it disintegrate.
Ah, I
like,
gotcha.
Shoot over his head. So I want to shoot
gotcha.
it over his
Sure.
head, knowing that the wood and the water skin will disappear and then disperse the water
Sure.
over the
It's
top
like
of
in
the
the
flames.
ceiling, so it sprinkles.
I gotcha. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. I'm gonna say that you're gonna take a negative modifier to this because you've attached a 2.5 pound water skin to the end of your arrow.
I've also got precise shot, so I'm not at risk of hitting him on accident.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You're not aiming for him.
I'm aiming for above him.
Sure. Still, it's a little difficult, but I see what you're trying to do.
I mean, will it be easier if I move closer?
You're 10 feet away from the fire, 20 feet
So,
away from
no.
him. You could just get in the ring of fire.
I don't think so
Okay.
on that one.
All right.
Because I mean, it's burned everything like instantly.
Anything it's touched.
Organic. Yeah. So are you? So are you saying it's only the flame that's doing it, and everything inside of it is?
Everything that the flame has touched, that's organic material, it is ashed. It's not a perfect wall. It's a max of 3 feet up. If you're at all curious, you could try to hurdle it. Your
I'm not
character's-
that curious.
You're pretty dexterous.
I'm honestly probably that dumb.
I would just throw it.
I am going to. Yeah, I can also just throw it. If I throw the
Sure.
thing instead of attaching it to an arrow, does that make it easier?
I mean,
I don't know why
you'd be hitting him, but you remember, if you're trying to aim specifically through the fire is 20 feet away from him. If it immediately ashes the material, it's just going to start arcing downward, and it may not hit him.
So, okay, so we use the arrow for additional distance.
Okay, so then you don't want to shoot him. And there's some math in this.
I want to shoot. In theory, I don't even necessarily want to shoot above him. I just want to shoot past him.
I know
just
what
wanna shoot
you're
past him
I know what you're trying to do.
his
Yeah.
eye level, and like, hey, maybe the arrowhead will freak him out, and he'll get distracted. I don't know, but I just like let's say I aim like past him, but the
Sure.
point is to go through the flames and have the arrowhead miss him and the water. That's the plan.
Okay. All right. So you're looking for
Doing some rogue shit.
a strong draw off this. You want to aim through the fire so that it potentially disintegrates the material. I gotcha. So then make your attack. It's going to be kind of difficult because you're aiming for a trajectory. You want it to go over the top of him. Yeah, this is going to be a little difficult.
So I'm just clicking on my short bow, yeah?
Yes. Bear in mind there are circumstantial negatives to this. What did you say your armor class was?
My armor class is 18.
Cobalt.
Oh, sorry.
13.
13. I'm gonna give you an even or an odd here. What do you think, Ben?
So you're saying if I rolled a 17, then I wouldn't have to worry about an even and odd?
You call it. Even in your favor or odd in your favor?
Well, can I use a luck reroll on the fucking shot?
Sure. You could. Go for it. Make your roll.
I got 2 of them.
Go for it. Reroll it.
I know. I just haven't clicked on it yet. Okay.
Let's see what you got, boss.
Wow.
That's a 16.
Fine. Let's go even in my favor.
Even in your favor. It's an even. Perfect. Explain the desired effect for the audience.
I kneel down, I crouch, and I draw my bow and I aim through the flames that are closest to us at an angle that, you know, if the arrow were to continue going, would go like just past the side of Cain's head. Like just perfectly aimed, and then the desired effect is it goes through the flames at and this is like, I'm shooting it as hard as I possibly can. This is like the fastest arrow I could possibly send. It hits the flames, all of the wood and the water skin disappear, and the desired effect is the arrowhead whizzes past his ear and the water splashes forward, mixed with holy water. The holy water splashes forward, hitting everything, including Cain and as much of the area of effect around him, but most importantly, dousing Cain at least somewhat from head to toe, with you know, somewhat diluted holy water.
So I'm going to explain that, yes, that is mostly what happens here. So that's what you aimed to do, and this is what happens. Due to the weight of the arrow, despite your intention, the weight of the water skin itself is at max capacity. It's about 2.5 pounds. You've attached it to the arrow in such a way that as it passes through this, it immediately starts to disintegrate the arrow and the water skin itself. But because of trajectory and the way that it works, it immediately goes out and starts to descend rapidly. It catches Cain in the shoulder. Luckily, it is just minimum damage. It's 1 point of piercing damage. As it strikes you, Cain, it bursts the rest of the way before it disintegrates the material of what is probably the equivalent of like a sheep's bladder. You're now covered in moisture. It's the contents of this drinking apparatus. It has no immediate effect. It doesn't stop you. Causes no harm, nothing occurs. But you do take 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Perfect.
It's a good idea. He's just not a
Yeah,
DM.
Anju's just gonna be like, thought that would work, but.
Cain, what do you do?
Gonna
thought we
take
had
the hand that I can control, and I'm gonna bash myself in the head as hard as I can.
Does he have to roll to break concentrate? Like if he takes damage?
Or can I
Like-
try to cast mage armor?
You could try, but you don't know what its effect is. And yes, you would have to, after taking damage, following a spell, yeah, you have to make a concentration check.
Yeah. All right. Well, but if I use a concentration spell, doesn't it automatically break the other one though?
It very well could. You're just not sure the limitations of your own spells versus the spell of the Dragon Shard.
Okay. I guess I'll try to cast mage armor on myself first then. Because is it concentration?
Ping it. Pull it up.
Duration, creation. Duration, 1 hour.
It has a time, right? Like it's not a concentration check post that.
Okay. I don't have
It's gonna last that duration of the hour.
what about enlarged person?
You want to cast Enlarged Person on yourself?
Is that? I don't think I have any concentration spell.
Make him hot. Make him hot.
Yeah, I know. I'm scared. You know what? I'm just gonna hit myself in the head as hard as I can. I'm just gonna try to knock myself
What do
out,
you
I guess.
Two things. First and foremost, what do you have?
I mean, I have a staff.
You have a staff. Okay.
Yeah.
Second thing. If you wish to strike yourself hard, you are going to need to make a will save. DC is 12. You're fighting your better judgment here. Nobody really wants to hit themselves in the head as hard as they can.
It's like biting your finger off.
Oof.
I already used all my luck rerolls.
That's all of his luck rerolls unless Jack comes through. We technically need 9. We need 9 more to unlock the third luck reroll. And I don't want to speak for Frost, but I'm pretty sure he said if 20 comes through from his audience, then he might go topless. That might be different now. That might be different now.
Anything for Bub.
Perfect, of course. But Cain, you drag your staff in, and it's that moment of grit, right? Like where you can see it, you feel it. You're like, ugh. You hit yourself.
I'm too aware now. If I was still crazy, I would be bludgeoning myself to death. But you know, I have reason back.
You strike yourself, but it's not enough. It's mostly subdual damage. It's not enough to cause any lethal effect. It hurts, but you'll recover in moments. Sera,
Quickly!
he's
Take
visibly
me out!
striking himself with his staff. You can see Squeaks violently swinging from the end of it.
Yeah. Squeak's better. He's magical, so he's fine. Okay.
Yeah, I
Hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Squeaks is the cameraman.
I killed his
Never
mother.
dies.
I am going to try to strike him as well.
Oh, Torin, the hero.
Wow,
Torin.
thank you.
Torin, the homie. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that.
I get commission on those, so I appreciate it.
Do you want me to reroll my bash to my head, or has that moment passed?
I'm gonna give this to Sera. Give Sera this moment here to do this. She's going in.
Yeah.
All right.
I see him trying to bash himself, and I almost want to assist. I don't want to get close to him because I can't go through the fire. Maybe the only ranged weapon I have is a sling, so I'm gonna try to
That's a good
like
one.
David and Goliath this and just like try to throw the sling at him, or not the sling, but you know, whatever bullets I have.
Yeah, sling bullets.
Yeah, and try to hit him, or at least maybe even try to hit the staff so that it kind of crashes into him
Okay.
as he's trying.
I'm gonna say that he is denied his dexterity here because he's with one hand stuck in the somatic component. In the other hand, he's striking himself in the face. He's as flat-foot gets.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make your attack.
Okay, let's see.
16 will
The
definitely
Band-Aids.
hit. Your damage is going to be 1d2 minus 1 plus your strength modifier. So it's going to be
That
1
should do it.
plus your strength
probably
mod
do the
of
trick.
4. Or 3, right? You have a strength mod of 3?
Yes.
Describe to Sera.
Yes, I still am picturing like like Sera with this little sling, kind of like her eye closed, one eye closed, just like looking to aim, and she flings it at him, and she's like, "Come on!" And she kind of says like a small prayer, in her mind, or just like you can like under her breath hear a small prayer as she flings this sling bullet right toward his face.
Where does it connect?
Anju's gonna see the prayer and like sheepishly bow his head to try to help
Alright.
religiously somehow.
You felt really inspired by the church visit we had last episode, and yeah, so it probably would connect at his head.
Perfect. You feel the cold metal bullet from the sling itself strike your head in such a way that it throws your vision all off. And in that moment, you feel fine, but it immediately darkens, goes black, and you fall flat. When he falls
I'm at
flat,
0 HP.
the flames begin to flicker at his feet before inevitably falling with him. And combat ceases. The halls are empty of Morgrave University. The bodies of the men around him, the Emerald Claw, they were never there. Piles of dust. Picture frames with wood marking the outsides, destroyed. Glass shattered beneath it. Things in the lockers, they didn't make the cut. They're not making the sequel. Cain is very, very worse for wear. Anju is shaken. And Sera next to him lies a sling bullet in your shield. What next?
Are you all right, Anju?
I'm fine. I'm gonna run over to Cain's body.
Yeah, I will.
And I'm grabbing a healer's kit and a potion of cure light wounds, like
Sure.
as I'm going over there. And I'm not an adept healer, but I mean, you got to do something. I'll ask Sera, like, are you better at this?
Yes, I lay on
Here,
hands.
you take
Go for it. Oh, you're gonna lay on hands. Perfect.
Yeah.
Roll it.
Yes. So,
To half their paladin level plus their charisma modifier with one use of this ability. What is the
so
amount?
I think I only get a couple of HP at second
One
level.
D6 hit heal for every 2 levels.
Okay.
So 1d6.
So yeah, go ahead and give me a d6, please. So it's 2. 2 is enough to take him from dying. He's still unconscious. You guys haven't woke him up yet. You're not so certain that's a great idea either.
God, I wish Scout were here. What does a healer's kit do? Does that just heal the actual wounds?
So the healer's kit itself is going to apply a circumstantial bonus to your heal check. Heal check is like, do I need to wrap his body? Do I need to apply an ointment? Do I need to suture the wound? What does that look like? That sort of thing.
Does he have open wounds? Didn't he get fucking stabbed?
Yeah, he was stabbed across the chest, like it was a slice from shoulder and across. His face is very, very worse for wear. His nose is bloodied. His eye is bruised. He now has quite the shiner from Sera's sling bullet. Cain looks rough.
But he's alive. He's
Still not as rough as the day you found him.
stable.
I feel like it's. I mean, does using the healer's kit use it up, or is that just something you have that helps with like the amount that heals on a potion?
It technically has uses. You can use it up, but if you've only used it once or twice, it's negligible.
Well, then I'm just gonna try to, just use. I'm gonna try to like sort of gauze the cut and maybe
Sure.
cotton balls in the nose, stop some bleeding, and then I'll use one of our potions.
Can I get perceptions, please, from both of you?
Yeah. Hate that.
You can overhear the sounds of voices in the halls. It's further down into Morgrave University. You know it's not long before you see individuals trying to test to see if the rumors are true, trying to see if there's more going on there. Guards may be called. You're not necessarily expecting Domina, but this is the scene of a crime.
I like to imagine like one of your ears is normal and listening to Sarah, and the other one's like,
It's just kind of
yeah, radar, like
sonaring,
cats, how they like twitch.
I'm gonna pick up Cain's
Give me a strength
body.
check.
Yeah, honestly. Good idea.
I don't want to metagame.
If you got some, like, you're strong, Sarah. You're aware that you're strong, but like body weight is hard to carry. Okay, it's not
Can
the
I
same as
help?
picking up a log. Yeah, of course you can help. DC is 10.
Yeah.
You'll assist. This is not you. He hoists you up onto Sarah's shoulder. Anju's strength is not. It's not a strong suit for you. Mechanically, you got lucky here. You're able to assist. His things are there. Squeaks is all afluster. Do you run?
Can I try to? Yeah.
Grab
can
his
I-
stuff and
Yeah. I think. Are we all gathered up? Is Squeaks gonna come with us? Should I try to calm him down?
Where do you go?
Out the front fucking door? I don't know. It was the closest exit.
there's people at the front door. Shit.
Is there a back entrance? Do we go back up to?
There are several entrances. Yeah. Just tell me what you'd like to do.
I would, Anju, maybe you can kind of, we don't have scout ahead and find where the best exit for us is, where we're not going to find people. And we should just get out of here as quiet as we can.
Makes sense to me. What about Domina? Do you think she would protect us?
She might actually. She actually looked distraught over Cain. She saw him. She had this big pool, and that's how I saw you fighting in and Cain. And
She saw everything?
she saw everything.
That sounds like leverage to me. She basically did this.
We could go to her. She seems distraught over what's happened to Cain. She might be able to help. Actually, let's do that. I want to go to Domina.
Okay. You were only aware of one direct path. You're also aware that it is through the commons, which is where you saw people fleeing to.
Can we attempt some sort of stealth?
Yeah.
It's particularly
can I go
difficult-
ahead and try to-
Sure, that would probably work. But having a paladin in
Yep.
holy righteous
Right.
armor carrying
Planky armor carrying
a horrifically beaten old man on shoulder, this is some red
Yeah.
flags.
Yeah, stealth is gonna be.
I'm not saying
little
no.
rough.
I'm just letting you know it's going to be difficult.
I mean, I can try to stealth ahead and maybe create a diversion or something. I don't know. I don't know how much risk we are if people see us. We can also
Why?
just try to play it off like we know Domina, because we do.
You're not even certain that these are the only Emerald Claw in Morgrave University.
Well,
Yeah.
I say we try it. I say I'll go ahead and try to assess the situation, see if are there any more unfriendlies, and try to just clear. So I'll scout ahead, but you try to tiptoe to the best of your ability.
Clink, 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 clink.
Okay?
But I'm gonna see what's up there, see if there's any more bad guys, or if it's still kind of check the fuzz, check the heat.
Sure. Sarah, can I get a stealth from you? Your challenge is going to be quite a bit harder.
You want to know what my stealth is -6, everybody?
Oh my god. Subtract 4 more from it.
0.
A -4.
-4.
Oh no.
Clank, 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 clank.
That is the greatest negative I've seen in probably stream history. Impressive. Camera's gonna turn before we let you skulk down the hallways to the best of your ability. It moves back out to the streets. It pans through the streets of our city before finally resting on what looks to be a sign landing. There we see Ivan in parrot form. Next to Ivan, a hawk. Scout, how long will you stay here?
I'll stay here the whole fucking night.
Got it.
I'm chilling.
I mean, Scout was given an order to scout, and that is what Scout's doing. Scout's basically like sitting there next to Ivan and just the head spinning around.
Sure. Can I get perceptions from the both of you?
Yeah, I mean, our job was to just sit there and protect the dude, so we're just bird's eye viewing it at this point, right?
Yeah, mostly my focus is on Rendell's shop, making sure no one's like
Huge.
coming
My
there.
goodness. Huge perception. Wow.
22.
Excellent.
Oh, and you nat 20, right?
I'm setting this,
Oh, no,
this is high. Not so much to see it, but to hear it. And with as high as it was, Ivan, I'm going to say that you have direct clarity on this. You both overhear some sort of, I'm going to say like guard horn. That an event has occurred in the city. Something of substance, substantial here. This isn't a petty crime. You see the guard beginning to organize. Ivan, you overhear that there has been a direct attack on Moorgrave University.
I hear Moorgrave University is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Moorgrave University, attack!
It appears there is some kind of event.
Attack! Can I just take off?
You want
can I
me to attack?
Yeah, of course. You can definitely. I mean, you're a bird. You can fly.
Yeah, I'm gonna just, without even answering, I'm just gonna, I mean, like, if there's something going on and my friends are in trouble.
You don't have to contest with the general crowds in the city flow itself. Even though people seem to move out of the way of Sergeant Dolan and his cronies, you're able to make your way through the city, and it's a very easy flight. Moments will
Sergeant
pass.
Dolan is our friend, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
As far as Scout knows, yeah.
Well, yeah, he's at least very familiar with Ivan. You fly through the city, and there stands the beloved, the welcoming, somewhat catastrophic at times, Moorgrave University.
Can I land on Dolan's shoulder?
You can. Not sure what that's gonna provoke, but
Can I land on the other shoulder?
Yeah, thank you. This is an yeah. You understand
here
what I'm
for
trying
it.
to do. You get it.
this is some bird gang shit if I've ever seen it.
Bird Gang!
Sure. You know what, you can. Let's see. Roll a dexterity for me. I just need to make sure that you guys break 5. Just click on your dex. I thought you might re-roll that.
I would have loved if you had kept that. He just grabs you by your neck, throws you to the ground, fucking curb stomps you.
Both of you land. You choose the appropriate shoulders, and let's just see if there's any kind of panic. Also, I'm not even sure if he's going to immediately feel it, because parrots aren't particularly heavy, and despite the size, Scout is also not particularly heavy. So let's see.
Yeah, he's probably in armor, right?
Yes. Perception base. It's not even at first. He's not even aware of it at first before you realize that he's starting to run, and you're trying, like, your body's trying to like burble and match with his pace. So instinctively, like, your wings go out and you catch him in the side of the head. So he turns, like he's disrupted by your wing catching him in the face, and it's, The hells! Like you overhear, you feel it. This gravelly voice ring out directly at your face. You're inches away from him.
Does his breath smell?
It
Likely.
appears there's an attack.
There is an attack.
His head spins now because he looks to that shoulder where its scout is. And
I am uncertain if we are supposed to attack.
instinctively, he starts throwing his arms up to kind of shove you off, strike you away.
Oh,
Attack.
lower your arms.
Lower
It's
your
causing
arms.
my feet to be unstable.
Where are these birds coming from?
We came from above.
I'm just going to do a memory test here. Sure. I'm going to use a luck reroll. Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. When you begin speaking, I mean, it's uncanny. It's not often that you have full robot birds talking to you. So it takes a moment for him to sort of adjust to this. And he sees the parrot. And his confusion is palpable, right? But he immediately commands the other men to jog on, right? Go. Make it to Morgrave. And as he says that, the other men also move. But
No, don't go.
he stands and he's waiting. He's waiting for either of you to say something.
No, go.
It appears we should not be going.
You,
No, go to Morgrave.
You're a scout.
I think Morgrave is under attack.
Which is why I should be going to Morgrave. Do you know something? Is something happening at Morgrave that you are aware of?
Something
An
happening.
attack. Something is happening.
You know of the attack.
No.
Negative.
He just starts running back to Morgrave.
And we're on his shoulders.
He's not gonna stop. I mean, unless you
Scout
like
but
attack him.
Scout is like looking at Ivan and looking at the man and is unsure of what's happening right now.
Sure. Moments.
Because we don't know
Are we
whether it's our
attacking?
friends, but we
Yeah.
like I'm assuming that it is. Like it we're kind of like in the thick
Scout
of it
is not
right now.
assuming that our friends are there. Scout is assuming our friends are at a church.
Oh yeah, they did say church. Oh, that's my fault. I thought
Yeah.
that we knew that they're going there. Oh, that's my fault then.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
But you guys did
That's
just
fine. I mean,
come
it's-
from
it's-
Morgrave.
We do
It's a-
know of Morgrave.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good assumption.
It's still of interest, and yeah, I think you could guess.
I mean, it's a prestigious college of history and magic. Probably something big is happening there.
That's my fault then. Oopsies.
It's all good.
I just ruined a tavern as well, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, like I think it'd be reasonable to assume that Cain fucked something up again.
I was sleepy last week.
So back into the halls. Our camera turns yet again, no longer on the shoulders of Sergeant Dolan, the guard captain in Sharn City, or at least of this league. You continue to move. Anju was finding stealth significantly easier when there are not so many people around. You creep low. You find hallways that are empty. And your instinct for direction, it lends itself to you. You believe you're making your way in the destination of Domina's office, but you can't be certain. This is really your first time here. Every time you look back, however, Sera is not so lucky. Corners are hard to take, and dead weight is significantly heavier. It's like wacky inflatable flailing arm tube man just wobbling everywhere on his back. And Squeaks is not silent.
Just imagine it's like showing me like doing really cool shit, and then it just smash cuts to kunk, kunk, kunk.
Pretty much.
I mean, can I at least see if the coast is clear in terms of, more Emerald Claw?
Sure. Perception.
Because that's really my main worry here,
Concern, yeah.
is if we can get there. Wow, crit fail. Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah, crit fails are a little different, right? If you're happy with the 10, that's fine. You can't technically critically fail a skill. You just
I
fail.
see. Just fail a skill. I've used 1 luck reroll.
Yep. You've got
Out of
3 total.
3. Kind of. I'll do it. I'll use 1. I mean, this is just to know if there's enemies, though.
Go for it. I mean, your call.
I'll leave the 10.
Sure. It looks good, Ben.
This coast looks clear.
Coast looks clear.
All right. I keep going forward. If
You're trudging
I got
forward.
the
Just- I'm
if I got the
imagining-
signal.
I'm imagining that, I'm burdened by our group's lack of stealth.
Yep.
You said I don't know if I'm going the right way. I've been here before. I'm fully sobered up at this point. There's no shot.
Sure. You've been here once before. It's a university. You're on a college campus.
Sure. I mean, when we were first here, we went from the front door to her office, right?
Wasn't directly the front, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, you can
Yeah,
make your
I would
way.
know where to go.
You can make your way just fine in the direction that you believe is the right path. Sera, you continue to move with him. New perceptions, please.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. It looks good.
I hate this so much.
You don't see anyone that really looks like Emerald Claw. You don't see anyone that looks like guards. But you do see students. Some of them see you. Some of them make a fuss. They try to specifically get away from the old man. You overhear someone say, "That's him. That's him." Pointing to the man on Sera's back.
Can I try to like run ahead? Can I try to like go grab Domina and bring her back down with me to try to like, because if she's with us, I feel like we can get away with a lot more. We're literally working with her, and she's the head honcho. If it's guards, then she's gonna make that no problem.
Sure. You can bolt ahead. It actually is not going to take you long. Sera, I need to know what you're going to do here though, because the student body is the thickest, it is the heaviest here, and as you glance forward before you look around again, Anju disappears. He disappears into the crowd.
I can communicate maybe.
I'm just gonna walk with purpose.
Act like you got a VIP wristband.
Yep. I'm not gonna acknowledge, hopefully they may be saying things, but I'm not going to acknowledge, and I'm just gonna keep going. Unless anybody stops me.
Sure. You keep walking, and the voices, the whispers, they start to grow. It's no longer just 1 to 2% of the student body. Like wildfire itself, much like the fire spawned from Cain's very hands. It's pointed, directive glances. You've become a target, a spectacle, a carnival of sorts. And you can overhear every one of them. It's him. Why is she carrying him? How is he still alive? Where did that even come from? What's wrong with his hands? Why did he do that? What did those men do to deserve that? You continue to stride with purpose. Anju, despite you moving quickly through the crowd, you can't quite run. It's not a dead shot straight. You have to weave students. But even as you're moving as quick as you can, the accusations are being flung. And they catch up to you. I think he was with him. Yeah, wasn't that the Catfolk? I think they were on drugs.
I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Anju?
Hood up, getting there as fast as I can.
Anju, you do see a face. You do see Idio's face in the crowd. His wonderfully chiseled alabaster figure. He's
Perfect.
looking onward to see what's going on. He stands ahead above everyone else.
Can I sidle up next to him and try to stealthily whisper in his ear, like give him some direction?
Sure, of course.
Idio, my dude, my favorite guy, just who I needed to see. Shh, keep it chill. Keep it chill. Don't make a scene. Don't make a scene. Quickly. Idio.
Yeah.
You're the most beautiful man I've ever seen. I'm so proud of you. I love that for you. Can you do me a favor? Pop that shirt off and just walk. Just cover me, dude. Just I gotta get somewhere and people are looking. Can you just pop that shirt off and just distract as many of these faceless people as you can. Please, I promise I'll make it worth your while. You're my favorite. You're a good dude. Pop that shirt off.
All right. Yeah. And he starts taking off his shirt. He's like, what did you guys do?
We'll talk about it later. Get the shirt off. Talk about it later. I dab him up. My man, thank you so much. And I'm off.
Physically removes his shirt and he's still confused, but he's just walking. He's unsure how being unclothed will aid you in this endeavor, but he's got no reason not to.
Surely he's drawing attention.
Yeah, you don't say. The only catfolk that was accused of potentially being allied with a murderer and a giant, topless, beautiful man. Oh yeah. Lots of confusion. The accusations are no longer being flung. Now it's just a gaping maw. Just
fucking perfect.
They don't know what to do. And Sera, when you make it far enough, you hear the accusations begin to fall. You do overhear someone say, "Why'd that guy have his shirt off?"
Oh, man. I wonder if we should just leave. I know that's what Cain would want.
You don't say.
Yeah. I'm like, is this beyond repair at this point?
I mean, you can cut and run.
Oh.
Like I abandoned you. I forgot to say anything before I left. So if you disappeared, I wouldn't be. But I want to confront.
I will not give up. I will continue.
I am going to confront her about this. Because as far as I'm concerned, she fucking did this.
Camera pans. We cut back again to Ivan, to Scout. You're riding the shoulders. You arrive at Moorgrave University. Sergeant Dolan arrives just behind his men. They're not sure what to do. Sergeant Dolan, similarly, is unsure what to do when he begins to explain to his men. We have reason to believe that there's an attack on the college. We to look for anyone injured, remove them. Any with weapons, we may remove with volatile force. Speak to the Dean for any accusatory moments. Any individuals that may fit a description based upon her own words.
Scout begins looking for anything that looks out of the norm.
You're outside of the building. Nothing looks outside of the norm.
Okay. I'll
Is there
continue
any
to be
crowd
at
of
high alert.
people moving in any direction, or is it just us guards as people move to?
There's a crowd of people outside of the college. They seem to be talking about some events that have occurred. An individual is smart. A group of people, stupid. And they're playing telephone, right? They're spreading this rumor that there was an old man who had begun wildly using magic and killed 4 people. Someone saying it was more than one man, that it was 3 people. There was an adventuring party that broke into the school, and they just started attacking the guards. But there's no proof of their bodies because they were turned into ash. Or that they were deliberately hunting these men before they slayed them in front of the student body.
Well, it sounded like my magic friend at first, but this is getting a little wild. Yeah, is there any more indication that it could be our friends? Like, is anybody say what direction that these people went in?
You don't hear about directions. How long will you stick around? I'm curious.
I mean, I'm just kind of like trying to eavesdrop at this point. I mean, it seems like Dolan's sticking around and trying to figure shit out. So
sure, he's commanding his men.
Trying to get the lay of the land.
Do you stay on shoulder or do you kind of like fly over ahead?
Yeah, I'm gonna stay on his shoulder because he's gonna go to the dean probably and go try to speak with her.
Safe bet. Yeah. Perception, please, both of you.
All right.
Wow. Okay.
27.
So in basic narrative and description, an old man and a young lady doesn't really stick out much. But Scout, you do overhear one of them say, "No. One of them was a drugged up catfolk."
I'm never gonna live it down.
In fact,
It's your
he
MO
goes
now.
on to expound. He said his dog was petrified and he wanted me to make it better and he was going to pay me, but I'm a first year. I don't even, that's not even my school of magic.
Scout is under the impression that we don't want to share the petrified details. So Scout doesn't really have a way to tell Ivan this without our homie Sergeant hearing. So Scout will keep it to themselves, but continue to be on the lookout for our companions.
Sure.
Specifically, now that I've heard that.
Okay. Does Scout act out of kind at all? Or are there any tells that Ivan might be able to pick up on?
I don't know. Scout's kind of scouting what Scout does.
Okay, got it. All right, so no tells, nothing that I can really kind of give you to help you out here. After a few more moments of directing the men to start scouting X locations of the campus, Dolan grabs a team of 3 to walk behind him, and then he begins making his way into Morgrave University. It is only after you've immediately walked in do you actually get a greater sense of what has occurred. When the doors shut behind you, it's almost as if all sound has drowned out from the world around you, and both of you can see just over Dolan's shoulder, to the right, it is literally the first barren hallway, where it looks as if there have been a series of lockers that have been torn away from the wall. Something has cut a deep heft into the stone of the ceiling. There are bits of metal that are strewn about pools of ash, multiple pools of ash. And there's visible burn marks and scorch marks across everything. Anything that was struck by flame that is non-organic changed color. It's like carbon burn over everything. Anything that was organic, you can clearly tell, was turned to ash. There are fire marks that seem to hit multiple picture frames where only half of the picture frame itself was burned. Glass
Have I ever seen anything like this? Like, would we know what would cause something like that?
Not a clue.
I think Scout will literally ask the sergeant then.
What would do this? This is so much destruction.
Based on witness reports, it
Could have been anybody.
It was an old man who was using magic. Magic is contained in these halls. They use dampeners. Why, how it was wild like this or broke free, we do not know. Hopefully Domina knows. He begins confidently marching in what he believes is the direction of the dean's office. This is where we're going to take a brief break. I'm going to give my players a moment to mull some things over and figure out exactly where they're going to go, what they're going to do, and we'll come back from
We're all
about a
headed in the
fiver.
same direction.
It's true. I'm just wondering if everybody's prepared to talk to Domina. Yeah. So we'll be back in just a minute, guys. You take a second, do your bio thing, and we will catch you in a moment. Cool?
Potty break.
All right, cats, we are back with Shadows of the Last War. Here we are. Back from break. Hope everybody had a good break. Ran to the bathroom, get your drinks, do whatever you're going to do. Let's investigate a little bit further here. We're going to have a little bit of a time lapse. Not going to force any of my players to roleplay further through the hallways. They found their means of making it to the Hall of Domina. To the Dean's office. Idio says, I don't really know why I was supposed to do this, but can I like put my shirt back on? Is that all right? It's kind of cold up here.
Yeah, buddy, you did great. I owe you one. Don't let me forget.
All right. I mean, glad I could help. Oh, what's wrong with Cain?
What isn't wrong with Cain?
Whoa, did you guys like beat him up?
Yeah, I kicked his ass.
Oh.
Not intentionally. We had to. He's unwell, and we had to stop him.
I'm bluffing to Idio to try to impress him because he's so hot. Like now he stepped to me, dude. He was fucking disrespecting. I had to put him in his place.
That's... All right, well, he was kind of rude, though. So, I mean, it kind of makes a little sense.
That's what I've been saying, right? I knew you got me, Idio. You're my favorite human, and that's saying a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of figured it would be, Sera after, like, all that stuff way back when you said he puked in your bed and stuff. But, like, I didn't know it was going to be, like,
Yes.
in the halls.
You reminded me. Yes.
Well, good luck. May he be well or something. I have a lot of abs, so I'm going to go.
Goodbye,
Sure
Idio.
do.
You see him kind of tapping on his chest and stomach. Just, it's new. It's completely new for him. So this is weird. It's super strange. He continues on. You notice that the door is still left ajar to the Dean's office. Do you find your way in?
Let's head in.
Yeah. Can we just feel like I'm gonna get in there and just immediately accost her about this. Like I'm shook, and now that I know that she knows what happened, I'm just gonna immediately where were you? What happened? What did you do to him? I've never seen him like that. It was what did you do? Why did you give us that thing?
So many questions.
Yeah. I think they're valid.
How am I to know?
I mean, you seemed more than eager to give him that thing.
You saw him and how he was through your looking pool over there.
So you mean to presume that Cain had once never acted out of sorts?
Not like that. Not like that.
Not like that.
This was different. This was different. He was gone. It wasn't him. Look at his hand.
She walks over, immediately addressing the hand, and at first she's very dismissive. But when she sees the nature of the hand, this is when you all realize though his hand has dropped the clawed nature, the form, it's still physically the same. The digits have lengthened. There are unique, independent claws on each fingertip. And she draws it up closer to her face. The scientist in her is confused, concerned, unnerved, and excited. What else did you see?
Fire. That stemmed
What did
from
you
him.
not see? You saw everything we did. You had a better vantage point than we did.
Beyond what we see, I sense pure evil coming from him.
Evil?
Yes. Whatever this is, it is not. It is something I need to fight against.
I'm sorry.
It's unholy.
Yes.
Cain has never exhibited signs of evil previously.
Nor did the stone, the shard itself. It never showed these traits. How? I could not have known this. I understand that my position in this show, in this theater, may feel omnipotent, but I'm sorry, I did not anticipate this.
That's all well and good, but I do. Can you at least bear some of the responsibility? Can you give us safe passage out of here? We're working with you.
Oh, you're working with Cain. How? I can try to angle these things in your favor, but he killed 4 people.
I saw the way you looked. You care for Cain still.
And what sympathies do you have with the green fucking, what are they called? I forgot.
The Emerald
Claw.
Emerald Claw.
I sympathize not with terrorist organizations, but these halls have since been free. Ilarion made it so that anyone can walk these halls of study so long as they do not cause issue. And until that moment, they had not presented any discourse, any harm to the student body.
Until they did?
Such is the way of events. I could not have
maybe
anticipated as such.
Maybe draw the line at terrorists. You see what I'm getting at with the responsibility thing? We just want safe passage out of here so we can get on our way. We will take care of Cain to the best of our ability, and you can help him right now, too, if you think there's something you can do.
Yes.
I'm afraid you will not be leaving as soon as you insist that you may.
What do you mean?
The guard captain.
I'm, like, looking around.
The guard captain is on his way.
Can you at least help us be a witness?
Vouch.
Yes. We are not complicit? We are not, that's the word, not complacent. We are not complicit.
Complicit.
We are also not complacent, but we're not complicit to this.
You will have to awaken him.
Cain?
I'm sorry. You may not be complicit in his actions, but from what I saw, they were defending themselves against him.
They didn't do a good job.
They started it.
This magic, this curse, it is not him. He is not guilty.
That is not for me to decide. He is
You're
not my
so
student.
ambivalent all of a sudden. How convenient. How convenient. Now that our lives are on the line, you're just this fucking neutral party.
And you seem to think that I have the answers here, that I can make this all go away.
Does the guard not work for you?
No. The guard does not work for me.
Okay.
Nor are you under my employ, because I would not hire those that seem to imbibe in anything that may weaken their mental fortitude. It still lingers on your breath.
Oh, here we go. With the judgment.
Claim
We
this is my
saved his
issue as
life.
you may. But this is just as much on yourselves, if not more.
Fine. But if you care about Cain and you care about finding out what is going on with all of this, as a scholar, vouch for us. You have sway.
And what does that look like? If I were to vouch for you...
Cred.
Yeah.
Sergeant Dolan marches
were
in my
attacked.
office. Should I say, they are innocent. They did not kill 4 men in the hallway.
We were minding our own business, simply going about our business, and we were attacked.
Then perhaps
And
you would like to
something
maim each other
changed.
here. Where are your wounds? Where are yours? Because the only one that I see with wounds is this feeble-minded old man. And from what I witnessed, most of it was inflicted by you. So who really needed defense? The difference between you and I is I'm not casting blame, and I am not pointing fingers. I will try to help you. I do care for the man. But I'm not going to sacrifice my life's work for everything that he just did. Nor do I expect either of you to go anywhere for his crimes. He did not have to kill those men.
I don't think it was him. Something triggered
Fine.
within him.
Let us speak to this captain then.
It is about this time that we see the
Wake him
arrival
up.
of Sergeant Dolan. There are 3 men behind him. Interestingly enough, on his shoulders, a parrot. A parrot that you may have seen once previously. If Cain were awake, he would recognize it. He'd seen it in his bed multiple times. But Scout, in hawk form, rides his shoulder.
Sergeant
mean-
Dolan.
Cain saw Ivan in Ivan's bed, not.
Mostly
Yeah.
accurate.
I mean, let's be honest. Once
Sergeant?
Cain, it became
It has
Cain's
just
bed.
become Cain's bed now.
Sergeant Dolan.
Sergeant.
Sergeant Dolan.
I'll like
Domino.
do.
Domina.
Salutations.
Hello, Scout. And Sergeant Dolan,
Hello.
you have taken a pet now.
No, ma'am. This has fallen to my shoulders. I believe it is allied with a one Ivan Freely. If not, it may be himself.
It is.
Ivan. In parrot form. This is
In
new.
parrot form.
Oh, we're saying that now.
All right. So,
Guess we are.
Ivan and Scout, you came here with.
The sergeant.
Yes.
Heard of attack.
Yes, there was danger, but it has been handled, Sergeant Dolan. I assure you, we have kept the students here safe. No students have been harmed.
That's true.
God.
Good angle. Good.
Is that
Out of
actually
game.
true?
This is
Out of
Sarah
game.
winces as she's saying
particularly
this.
hard for a paladin
Yep.
of the good aligned scale to convince the guard captain that
Yup.
they did right. Okay, my friend, since you are taking point here, do you?
Winces.
I've got to know.
It's a
Are you
great angle.
are you
I'm
intending
the rogue is so proud of you.
to wake? Are you intending to wake the man up?
No, not immediately. No. I'm not planning on waking Cain up.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean, he's never ever gotten us in trouble with his mouth.
All right.
Yeah.
Given what you've said, based on the fact that everything that you just said wasn't entirely a lie, if not a misconstrued truth,
Put it that way.
I'm like giving you the
convince me.
Sera is just thinking about doing what she can for her friends and saying this, and she does say it with confidence and conviction. It does sting a little, but she means it. Nobody was harmed. We did protect everybody. We protected the students of more.
that was our number one priority.
It was. There was danger. I admit that an incident did occur. But it has been handled.
I was informed by some students that there was an event that occurred in the front hallway of the university. That a man and a catfolk were attacked.
Anju like puts his hood up
Yes.
to cover his ears.
Yes.
That there was a less than veiled threat
regarding the removal of one's life. And then when escorted, a magical assault occurred.
Domina begins to step away. She's moving to the rear side of the room.
Unfortunately, sometimes at, Moorgrave University, a school of the arcane, magic does go awry. And there was an incident where magic did go awry.
Can I roll perception on what Domina's doing?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm
Sure,
watching.
go
What
for it. Give it a
Domina's
shot.
doing as well.
Yeah, I was thinking I was gonna be like looking at her, kind of doing the side eye, like this would be a great fucking time for you to do the whole vouching for us thing that you said.
She is trying to make herself appear as small as possible, less of a visible target. I mean, she's still in the room, but
Making sure she wasn't doing anything cheeky, like
Sure.
hitting a trap door or something.
sure, I got you. No.
Playing a recording
she-
of the event.
She is socially allowing herself to take a back seat here. And it doesn't go without Sergeant Dolan's notice.
Madam
or
Morgrave,
ours.
you have something you'd like to add to this?
No, I find that anything that I might add will not be of value. What they say is true.
Madam Morgrave, you realize that I have been the guard captain for quite a while.
Yes, I do believe that is true. This is not our first encounter.
Then, if you would entertain me.
He begins to walk across the room.
I believe I would like an account from you personally.
What more can I add to this? They've said plenty.
Perhaps you would like to run a visible play for me of the events that occurred through the Divination Bowl.
There's a notable pause.
Not the closed circuit footage, man.
Certainly, Sergeant Dolan.
She takes a few steps forward before making her way to the Divination Bowl. And she does some things that you had not seen previously. Before, she had just barely tapped the surface of the water where she was pointing to something. But this time, it's a matter of personal recollection. She slowly sinks her hand into the bowl itself, and she starts to chant some sort of incantation. And then it's almost as if this memory freely flows from her own hand, like she is drawing the picture itself. Does anyone here have Knowledge Arcana? That's
I did
awake.
earlier, apparently.
Yes, I do.
You
I
can
have
make
some.
if
I am
you
a
have
bird.
Knowledge Arcana, if you have points in it, you can make this
Yeah, I got
test.
the little check mark.
Go for it.
Let's go.
Nope.
Would you
I'll
make
use one of my
rerolls?
luck rerolls.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use one. That's better.
That was my roll.
Okay. All right. That's. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Ivan, this is probably not your first time, right? It's probably not your first time seeing a Divination Bowl. It is something that it's rather difficult to come by. It is only offered to some of the named houses and those nobles of a vast amount of wealth. And
So my dad has one.
while you never personally had access to one, in your youth, singular visits to the Freely estate, you had seen this. And it's not uncommon for someone to replay something that they'd witnessed. Additionally, you are aware that these things can be adjusted. You have siblings. You don't know how many siblings you have, but you're aware that you have siblings. And a few of them, in that time that you were there, did something wrong where they had to replay their memory from the bowl. And those with capabilities in the arcane are capable of repainting the scene. It's like adjusting the picture. And you recognize the incantation as a replay of the events. but it goes on longer. The incantation seems to pour from her mouth in such a way that it finishes where it would normally to replay it, but it continues to move. There is an effervescence to this. It's almost like a soliloquy that pours from her mouth.
So she's lying.
You believe she is.
Embellishing the tapes.
She's gonna make the guards seem meaner or something.
Dolan walks to the bowl, and if you're still on his shoulders, you can see this playing back. You see the men escorting both Cain and Anju down the hall. Two of them with their weapons drawn. And one of them takes a strike at the back of Cain's head. Where Cain's body falls to the ground, there is a visible, snap. It almost looks as if there's a flash of light. The children in the hallway are gone. The student body is gone. Anju is no longer in the frame. But Cain is on the ground, and the four men have disintegrated.
He's like the evil Avatar, man.
What exactly
We can
would
all
you
see
say
this,
this
right?
is?
Anybody who's moved to the bowl, if you've decided to stay away,
I feel like I would definitely be interested in this because we just had that conversation, so I would have for sure.
I was on the shoulder, so I watched.
Would you say this is some sort of response?
I would say that he responded.
This is of his own accord, or an instinct?
That much I cannot claim to understand.
And these men, did you know them?
I did not, though some of the student body have reported seeing four men in gray and green tabards, embellishing the logo of the Emerald Claw. Sergeant Dolan, I believe that if you investigate those ashen piles that you may find, insignias, necklaces of the Emerald Claw.
Well, we simply cannot have that in Sean. Very well. I will see to this. And the lot of you, I would like for you to corroborate from some things later. Please, stay in Upper City, Sean.
Yes.
I'll see to
Sergeant.
it myself, Sergeant Dolan.
Absolutely, sir.
he
We got
nods,
things to do, y'all.
and then
For how long?
he walks away. As he makes his way to the door, answering your question.
Long enough. I have many things to discover still.
And you hear the door shut.
Sure, buddy.
There's an audible and exasperated sigh as Domina...
I do not like to lie. I did not do this for you.
Thank you nonetheless for helping us.
I'm glad you came to your senses.
Don't thank me.
Don't thank me. You will need to wake him, and you will need to leave.
Yes. We will take
Fair
care of
enough.
it. Thank you.
You want us to wake him here?
I would like two things.
Oh.
First, I would like for you to wake him. And then secondly, I would like for you...
He points to Sera.
I'm going to need you to strike me.
All right.
Because when I pour my divination back into the bowl to replay the events that occurred here, it's going to be a vision of you striking me. And as I black out, you escape.
And what does this... What picture is this... what picture is this trying to paint here?
That you fled. Because regardless of the events, Cain still killed 4 people, even if it was a response. They will want to investigate him. They will dissect him. And they will wish to understand the magic that he's utilizing.
So you want us to leave? Sure, immediately. Not
Yes.
to report back to the captain.
Is there any way to do that without
Do
the
I?
incriminating footage?
I was about to say, do I have to be the one to do this?
If Sergeant
I can
Dolan,
do it. I can do it.
If Sergeant Dolan asks for me to play back that memory, and I just let you walk out the door.
I can do it.
What about Rendell?
What about Rendell?
Yes,
We
the whole
cannot leave
reason.
Rendell.
The whole reason
We had a
came here.
mission.
Thank you, Scout. We came here because we needed help because Cain, with this magic, accidentally petrified Rendell, and we were trying to find a cure. And that's why I came here to begin with, and then all of this happened. This all transpired, and this was not part of our plan, obviously.
If I'm being honest, I completely forgot. But yeah, that's what we were doing.
If you could, if there's a way to help Rendell before we leave,
Listen.
my conscience will not allow us to not help him.
Can you help Rendell? We
Listen.
leave.
Can I be the one to strike you? Can I be the one
Yes,
to
he's already a
incapacitate you?
criminal.
I'll take the heat. We agree to go ahead with your plan of deception. I will help. I can take the heat. But can you provide us with a cure for petrification? Because we have to fix it in 2 days and we are not going to be here.
Forgive me for my lack of empathy. I do not know this Rendell. And my bleeding heart is in a million other places right now. If it is of that important, give me
It is
his
our
stall.
mission.
Give me his stall number, and I will retrieve whatever condition he is in and install him in Cain's laboratory. And then when you have the time, the finances, and the faculties, you can solve the issue.
Good idea.
Fair enough.
Collecting NPCs, man.
I'm gonna make idiot the main character if it fucking kills me.
And if you would like to add assault to whatever charges will be flung your way, then by all means. But as a paladin, I imagine that she has had no issues raising her hand to another. I saw you in that hallway and you couldn't pull that bow on even your enemy.
Oh.
I mean,
This is not a slight. It's an immediate view. If your softer sensibilities are easily offended, or you find yourself scared, then maybe adventuring is just not for you, boy.
what are you, my fucking mom? What?
Certainly old enough to be. Well, let's state the obvious. You found yourself in a problem and you ran to the dean's office to solve it for you. Alas, I did.
Lee.
In that you are not wrong, and we humbly accept your help. But I will take this blow if it means helping my friends. So, thank you, Anju, for volunteering on my behalf. But I will
I'm
do
just-
it.
I'm just glaring.
She
at
steps
Domino.
she steps up to you, Anju.
Please do not mistake me. The events that are going to unfold in your future will require you to not have physical harm on the dean of a prestigious university on your record. If you delve into that lantern, striking me will put you behind bars faster and you will never discover this individual you're after. Consider the following.
She gathers her things, breathes, pouring her hands up and over herself before holding her breath, and she turns her head and she closes her
Wait.
eyes, pointing right here.
I have a question. Are you not the one who gave Cain? the big shiny orb? Would it not be your fault?
Which part is my fault?
All of this. Cain didn't do these weird magic things until you gave him that.
This much I know is a fallacy. Because Cain has been exhibiting wild magic for many, many years. You didn't have to clean up after him the first time he fled from this university. I did.
So you are already complacent.
Complacent? No. What makes me complacent in this?
I might just be using the wrong word.
Complicit?
Complicit.
Implicit? Yeah.
The same thing as me. Mix those words up.
You wish to
Scout.
say that I am complicit with these endeavors, with his own...
You just stated you were aware of the situation, and you allowed him to continue to leave.
I only offered him what he desired, and do you really think you could stop him? Please, enlighten me. When were you able to stop him? Was it before the first body fell, the second, third, or fourth body fell?
I'm unaware of any bodies falling.
Oh,
Other
ask your...
than Cain apparently has fallen.
Ask your friends. Or perhaps you would like me to play it back for you. No, I think that this is valuable. Ivan, Scout.
Oh, please. Please do.
She steps up to the divination bowl, and she begins to play this back over again. And you witness firsthand just what really happened. To the letter. You see a man age rapidly. Seconds, he goes from late 20s to dust. The next man, as he turns, Cain brings his hands up and a spectral guillotine aligns from his hand, removing his head from his shoulders. As he turns to face the other two individuals, he brings his hand forward, almost as if he's trying to throw something, but the lockers animate into a steel golem, crushing him. But what seals the deal, that delivers the malice, was not only did he shrink a man to capacity, he had the gall to crush him beneath his foot to finalize the deal.
Oh my.
Evil.
Yes.
Very evil.
But not him.
It wasn't
I think
him.
you should take the dragon orb.
I
We
agree.
do not need it.
I do not believe that this is entirely Cain.
Cain did not do things like that before.
Correct.
Yeah, I did.
It was
Not
different,
that
though.
Scout saw.
I
think-
think that you should wake Cain Carpenter.
Yeah.
Scout, can you help me wake him up? He
Of
might
course
need a
it is.
little. He might need a little more healing.
Some minds
Scout will
aren't worth.
scan him and then
He is
Assess-
fucked up. He's in a bad way.
Yeah, we never really went through with that healing plan.
His face is just an absolute mess. The bruise itself is a black circle, then a purple ring, and then there's rapidly growing green ring where something struck him.
Scout, you heal, right?
does he need to be stabilized or just like healed?
He's stable already, I think.
He's stable. He is
But
just very, very worse for wear. He needs not only rest, but he needs magic. Or
All right, you get
weeks.
9 health.
that's a lot.
Can I
Get
can
another
I
3.
you
Damn,
go.
that puts him back to full.
But is he still physically wounded?
Out from the feathers comes like these little tools and they start.
What was your question, Ben?
So his HP is full, but he's still got the gash and the.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you've done the best that you could, like mending the wound itself, but
Sure. I was
some
just
things are
curious.
just going to take time.
Okay.
Inside, it's reasonable that inside of the healing kit that you'll probably have something akin to a smelling salt, unless you just want to slap the hell out of him, wake him up.
I'm a bird. I can just be a bird in his face.
Okay, sure. Then yeah, it doesn't
Flap
seem
my
to
wings
have
a bunch and be loud.
much effect, but as your wings kind of like connect with the eyelids, he has a response. It's a very visible response. Before you groggily come to feel the body of Ivan in parrot form, repeatedly slapping you in the face with his wings.
Wake up, Cain.
God, found it.
Wake up.
I'm gonna like a little fearfully kind of like examine his eyeballs and make sure that they've returned to normal.
Give me a heal check. Because you're already like you're down at his level. That's not particularly. You know what? He's got eyes. They look fine. They look like eyes.
That one.
Maybe I'm just traumatized.
It's a dark room. There's a bird in his face. It's kind of hard to tell.
So I'm still a little uneasy. I'm gonna keep my distance.
100%. Yeah, you don't. He could wake up and go right back into this.
Do you remember what happened, Cain?
Why
feeling
do I
ready?
hurt so much?
Yeah.
I'm uncertain why you hurt so much.
Where am I?
You've hurt others so much.
What? Scout is
You're-
here.
Everyone's here.
Affirmative.
You're back in
Ivan!
the... Ivan's
I remember making Idiot the most beautiful person I've ever seen.
When you scream out Ivan as a parrot, she finally walks over. Please, just give me whatever will make him human again. Or Elvin, I don't care. Just make him not a bird.
Do I have one of those?
I know Scout has one.
Scout has one, and I have the other two, I
orb.
think.
Yeah.
Scout, the one that you have
We're
will
trying
still
to waste
continue to
it,
work.
right?
It will still
Okay.
continue to work.
You just need to spin it.
Yeah.
Okay. Scout will pluck it out from underneath their feather or their little like compartment
Sure.
and set it down and start spinning it.
You begin to spin this, and it begins to produce that voluminous, beautiful light. Pours down over you, Ivan, and it allows you to rescind back to your bipedal form.
Quite an interesting night.
Never a dull moment.
Yeah.
Does he have
I'm very hungry.
clothes?
No,
All right, I'm going to have to get used to that.
it's all back at this shop stall. We'll have to just make a stop on the way.
There's Ivan and his buff.
Do I remember what happened to the Emerald Claw, or is that
You-
is that blackout?
Give me a memory test. Click your wisdom.
Ooh, that's
Never
an
gonna
interesting
happen.
roll.
We
That's
can.
exactly what my wisdom is. 16.
DC was 14. You do recall this, but it's you were there, but you weren't at the same time, my friend. You were witnessing the event, but it's like you were riding passenger in the car.
Okay.
You allowed someone to take the seat, someone with a significant amount more experience and a depth of knowledge beyond yours, which is hard to say because you pride yourself on the knowledge you have.
So after a few moments, it'll like his memory will get
Yes.
jogged then a
Remember
little bit. It'll
you-
start coming back to him.
You kept saying, kill me, kill me.
I would never say that.
But
It seems like he's less lucid. It seems like he's less like lucid than he was when he was in the snap came back and was casting the spell. It seems like he's back to like how he was behaving before.
Listen, Cain, I would just like to formally apologize for all insults that I've given you since we met. Please do not murder me in some embarrassing, comical way.
Well, don't try to detain me. I won't have the sort. Ah, fascinating.
You
As he
remember what
looks
you
at his
did.
hand, begins to study his hand.
Scout will turn to Sera.
What did you say?
Perhaps
Scout?
we should turn him in. The sergeant is looking for him.
Turn Cain in.
If he remembers, he does not seem. He feels guilty.
Well, I will just take my dragon orb and leave if
The issue.
that's how you feel, dragon shard.
The issue,
You're-
Scout, is they don't understand what's happening to Cain. So
I do not understand what is happening to Cain.
none of us do, but we know that that's
I
not
know
Cain.
that is not my magic. That's not
You
my
are.
The
repertoire.
dragon orb.
Yeah, because you're not that fucking good at magic. Anyways,
What was that about not killing you?
you're not leaving here with the shard, big man.
Please.
It's gonna kill you after it kills probably another 100 people.
I need to study it.
Okay, what if you studied it with a pair of binoculars half a mile away?
Hmm.
No.
You mean activate it from a distance?
No. Hey, you really don't know what the range is on that. Maybe we should like leave it here, and then we go to the Mournlands and
I don't
see
believe the
if you
shard
can
has
call to
me
the dragon
behaving
from
any
there.
differently than I have been for quite a while.
Well, I
Every
haven't really-
time I've been going to cast even the simplest spell, I don't know what to expect sometimes.
Why
Yeah.
do you want to keep it?
I need it to restore the balance.
Here's a question. Can I ask a question? How the hell did you get like that? Do you have any clue how you went?
I don't think I do, Bubs. I out of character, I do not. I just what we've been told. And
You remember hearing the voice. Something spoke to you. It's up to you whether or not you tell him. Nobody else heard it. It's to you.
Oh, does he mean? I thought he meant originally, not.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I meant last
Originally,
night.
not at the moment.
No.
Feral.
No, I
You-
meant last night. How did you go feral? Yeah. That's what I
Oh.
was asking. Yeah.
Well, I willed our captors to die and simply gave over control, I suppose.
Really glad.
Why would you?
I'm
want
really glad that he
someone to
wasn't
die?
woken up before the guard got here, because I'm pretty sure you wouldn't have been able to lie yourself out of willingly wanting.
They were
giving
terrorists. I was told so. They were going to probably torture us.
Domino, you've been awful quiet.
Ah, this woman.
Is this what you want
again.
from him?
Why are we back here?
It's a good question.
She's the only reason that you're not behind bars right now.
Didn't I tell you we needed to leave? We have pressing matters to attend to. None of this would have happened if you had followed my guidance.
Based on Cain, what Cain is saying, and looking up at Domina, she just shakes her head. It's disappointment, and it's clear he has no idea what she's done. Nor do you really think that he would listen to it anyway, but it's pretty clear.
Pain. Anywhere we would have gone, there would have been destruction because of this orb.
Yes, let's do it in a populated city. Wonderful idea. This is why I was in a cave.
You know, were you doing this wild magic in the cave the whole time?
You've been intentionally isolating and harming yourself, is what you're saying.
I've been doing research.
Have you found
what-
anything?
Yeah, did you get there?
No.
Wow. Exactly.
I know about many things, though.
Okay. Give me one interesting fact.
Well, there are 9 sovereign hosts, and each of them have different things that they stand for.
Did not
Orway, the
learn
sovereign
that.
of life and love, was the patron of fertility. She represents the benign side of nature and brings good weather and bountiful harvests. Also, there are different arcana. Would you like to hear them? There's evocation, conjuration, transformation.
You did not.
Shall
learn
I
that from this
continue,
thing.
Ivan? I will happily lecture you until the morning.
Sarah,
You're 101 level classes.
You're not
He's
sure
on
if
Fandom Wiki right now.
you're not sure if he's trying to prove that he's learned things in this time, or if he's just being pedantic and kind of a dick.
He's being
But he's
patronizing.
certainly making
Yes.
like light of almost. I would say he's almost making light of your gods.
You mean mocking them?
Yes.
All right, fuck this guy. He's not worth even talking to.
They're,
Anju, you
they're
got
just
the
they're just information. You know, it's not.
Enough, Cain. Enough. You need to leave that, and then we can leave. Okay? You want to get out of here so badly, you can get out of here.
Wonderful. I'll take my bag and be on my way.
your back.
Your bag?
This is the dragon shard that was promised to me.
You think you're some fucking prophet? You think you're just some god better than the rest of us?
You will not cross me. The dragon shard will be mine.
You said that this shit was pure evil, right?
Physically, where is it? I forgot. Do I still have it?
It's in your bag. It's in the bag of holding.
Well, he's not getting it out of me.
Ivan,
Obviously.
difficult check, but Ivan, can you make for me a knowledge arcana?
Still got 2 rerolls.
Or if anybody here has knowledge nature, it's a high roll, but I would give it to you.
I'll use 1 roll.
I definitely have knowledge
There you go.
nature.
It's really good.
Dungeoneering and local.
Are you happy with
I
that,
rolled
Maggie?
poorly.
You got the luck reroll. Your call.
Oh yeah, I have 1. It's the end of the evening. Once he
Sure.
uses it. Oh, I have the hiccups now. 15.
Okay, it's decent, but it's not going to be good enough here.
Yeah.
Ivan,
Wait, did we get a third, or we only have 2?
there's third. There's 3.
Oh, I can re-roll
Go
again.
for it. Let's see what you get.
Fuck it. Hey.
Woo,
That's better.
That's
That's
more
better.
like it.
Ivan, you and Scout, both of you are aware, like, he's being unnaturally, like, he's exhibiting a sin here. One more so than he's exhibited up to this point. He's being incredibly greedy. A little dodgy about it, but he's acting incredibly greedy. Like, it's his story. It's his dragon shard. It belongs to him. And
Feels like Golem right now in Lord of the Rings.
yeah, that's a thing with your nature.
Well, talking about restoring the balance, like what
and
the fuck
Ivan,
did that come from?
With your arcana, both of you can recollect, for some reason, this is a little more difficult for Scout, but both of you can recollect tales that you've heard about legendary beasts that have unparalleled greed. They say that dragons sit on hordes, that they would fight to the end of their life to protect their horde. It's up to you what you do with that information.
Cain, I think that this thing has a hold on you.
Obviously, that's why I need it.
Yeah, but you're talking.
None of you are
You're not
going to
talking
fix this.
You're not talking like a guy that wants to actually help the fucking world. You're talking like a guy that wants to have infinite power.
Or a
And be the
dragon
god of the
sitting on their
myself.
horde.
It takes every ounce of my willpower to hold these forces back from taking over.
You let it take over! You said that yourself!
It was a dire situation. What would you have done? Be beaten, tortured, killed, perhaps? They were looking for you, Ivan.
Yeah. And maybe I fucking would have, because it's the right thing to do instead of possibly burning down an entire fucking city with the power of dragons.
I did not know what would happen moments before I made Idio beautiful.
You've created dimensional portals and made giant robots. You didn't think that what you could do was possibly cataclysmic when you say, hey, dark forces, here's my body, use me as a vessel.
I must say that some of those spells were quite impressive.
Yeah, we're all very impressed.
Never seen.
Yeah, we're impressed that we constantly have to clean up your fucking mess. Now let's go.
The only thing predictable about
trying
your
to
magic
leave.
is its unpredictability. You're
Anju,
not getting the shard.
Can you get the shard out of the bag without touching it?
Do I have to
You know
not
that
touch
you
it?
can't. The only way to retrieve anything from the bag is by thinking about it, grabbing
You
it in the
cannot
bag.
abandon it.
Can you like
Pulling
put
it.
your,
Only
can you
way
put
that
your
I'm going
sleeve
to
over
fix
it?
things.
Wait, have
can I
we
touch it with like a
established-
gloved hand?
Have we established that we can't touch it? I thought we
Yeah.
touched it to put it in there. I can't remember.
You held the bag open very, very carefully while Cain stuffed it in.
Yeah, after having like an existential like kind of thing going on. Like a
Yeah, well,
mind
Kane's
plane,
already touched it.
astral
We
projection
did
type
just
shit.
heal him up.
Knock him back out.
The thing is that I can't say
It
this
is
out
too
loud.
large
I'm
to
not-
carry myself. We need to get it out of the city. We need to leave.
No, you need to get it out of the bag, and we're gonna leave the city without it. That's the plan.
Well, I'll be staying here then. Now that I've found it again, I will not let it out of my sight.
I mean,
Don't make us force you.
don't threaten me with a good time.
Domina chimes in.
Remember, I vaguely remember what happened to the last group that tried to force me to do something.
Please.
How do you know you even can use magic right now?
I dare not try.
Yeah, so don't. And listen to what we say.
I hate.
Domina, please! I know we have our differences, but talk some sense into them.
I hate to remind in these circumstances, but the only way that you will see to full reimbursement and a permanent residence at Morgrave University is by allowing him to chase the study of this dragon shard.
So now you're on the side of not leaving it here.
I'm
That is
so
what I
fucking
meant.
tired of you. Do
She's
you
the
have
one who
any
wanted him to
idea?
have the
You're
orb.
flip-flopping all over the place, whether or not you want him to die and kill millions of people or not. Which is it?
I'm simply
Look,
reminding you of the agreement.
Oh, and your magical agreement trumps what you said literally 5 seconds ago of, hey, maybe we should abandon the agreement.
No, this was the verbal
Listen.
agreement with you.
He's
Right,
already
yeah.
touched it. Who's to say that it won't continue to affect him even if we
I
leave
was
it here?
just thinking that the affliction might already. Didn't you were without it for some time, weren't you, Cain? Or did you always have
20 years.
it? He's already been afflicted by this, regardless of if the shard is in his presence or not.
Well, we know that if we get far away, this shit stops happening. You didn't have wild magic in the cave, right?
Just stated that I may have perhaps had some unexpected results when dabbling with spells in the cave, and that is why it was
That's
a
why
safer
he's a
area
hermit.
to perform my experiments.
I mean, it does seem to have more of a grasp on you while you're near it, though.
I think
I
think-
don't remember chaining together that many spells before. I've never really lost my control like that.
we are.
I mean, Anju's confident that this dude is not getting that thing out of the bag as long as he's guarding it.
You can't run away from everything. That goes for
It doesn't-
all of you, except for Scout.
Anju looks at Domina and looks back at the wizard. I don't think we have any choice.
I agree. We're at a loss here.
Guess what, guys? We're gonna be leaving a city full of millions of people and be the only people that can be targeted by this random fucking shit. And we're the only people that understand it even slightly.
I do not understand it.
You understand that he's fucking scary, don't you?
Affirmative.
There you go. That's about it. Yeah, when he opens his mouth and tries to cast something, run.
When he
Without
changed,
magic, I'm afraid I'm not a very useful party member, but I do appreciate the assistance. And if we do happen to get in an extreme situation, then I will do what is necessary.
How about we establish a ground rule? It's got to be a 2-person vote. You're obviously one vote. You want to use your magic. Somebody else has to also approve of you using some magic.
Certainly.
Now, I don't think I can trust you at all for fucking that, but
Scout is the most reasonable one out of all of you.
yeah, but what if Scout's incapacitated? It has to just be any one of us.
I'm fine with this.
Is that a good deal, guys?
Yes. I can agree to that.
Cool. All right. Now,
All right.
Anju, you want to take a bet of whether he listens?
That's going to be a sense motive from literally anyone that hears his mouth.
I ADD'd out. What's the agreement that he's agreeing to?
Whenever he
That,
goes to cast a spell, like
Dang
if
it.
he wants
I
to
don't have a
use his
reroll.
magic, we have to, like, somebody else in the party also has to
Damn
be like,
it.
yes, we need you to use magic right now. Like, we need your fucking help.
Oh, so we have to sign off on it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
getting a
yeah.
sense motive here. Okay.
Dang. Only Anju knows.
Maggie, Tracy, and
I don't have a
Frost,
reroll.
the three of you believe him.
Believe him,
You believe him. You think
of course.
that he's willing to ask permission before using his magic. Anju, you do not believe him as far as you can throw him.
I didn't need to roll for that.
Affirmative. I can agree to this. But we are not slapping Domina.
I just look down at Cain and just. Works for me. What choice do we have?
Oh no.
I really hope that was a character break and that was Cobalt laughing.
Yeah, it was me.
Okay.
I can't believe he's just gonna not be like, you're a fucking liar. Okay. Wasn't expecting that.
Well, Domina. Wait, Scout, you don't want me to punch Domina and knock her out?
Negative.
I
make the
can do
story?
it.
No
Anju
one
just
should
knows
slap
now.
Domina.
Well, we're doing it to kind of make a story, you know, to get out of here, so we can just.
I feel like we've told enough stories. Perhaps we should just go.
Just say the crazy old man woke up and started swinging.
But she
Are we
needs
ma-
to have it for her little magic pool, you know. So we need to like.
Exactly.
I need proof. If I'm unscathed, how did you black me out?
I will strike her.
If you touch me, I will hurt
Fine.
you.
Let me do it.
It has to be the Paladin.
I believe her.
I'll do it. All right, let's get ready to leave, everybody. Sorry, Domina.
Does everybody move over to the door? Or are you guys like watching this? Like, oh,
I'm feeling emasculated by not being allowed to do it myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna conquer my fear a little bit and like Cain's still on the ground, right?
I can't imagine that he stood up to fight with everybody.
I'm gonna like offer my hand to help him up.
I'll give him my dragon claw, and then I'll use
Nope.
my staff with my.
Nope.
I have a staff in one hand. I got a creepy dragon claw.
Suit yourself, you old fucking coot.
Hoist yourself
so
up just
sore.
fine. Sera, you move over to Domina. She's moved back to where she was previously. And she's posturing herself yet again. She's got her hands on the counter before taking a breath, and she's prepping herself. She's not been hit in the face, if ever, in a very, very long time. So she's kind of prepping herself for it. And she mutters, sort of hushed, in hushed tones. It's quiet even for you. It would be very quiet for the others.
Please take care of him. He's an old fool.
Sera just says under her breath as well, I will. And then she goes for the swing.
There's that pause when you draw your arm up to strike her. You hear her mutter back to you,
Even if it means killing him.
and then you release. Give an attack here. This is going to be a d20 plus your strength modifier, plus your base attack bonus. So it's going to be d20 plus 5. You are definitely going to connect. Give me...
Imagine if you missed that punch. That'd be so embarrassing.
That would be really funny.
it's gonna be a D2 plus your strength mod. So D2 plus 3.
Okay, so D roll.
The chat's like, smite it.
4. Good. That is a hell of a blow, right? So you have to bear in mind the normal commoner has 4 hit points. You would have just KO'd anyone else. She's got a couple of levels. So you strike her, and she actually does stumble into like a rear podium before gathering herself. It's what I thought that would feel like.
Yep.
He's quite sturdy.
It should heal in a day. And Sera takes her leave.
Scout will fly over and land on Sarah's shoulder. And
Thanks for the help, lady. I'm walking.
I won't thank you.
Walking along with Cain, and I'm just gonna say only to him, like, the others might not be onto you, man, but if you if you try to pull anything outside of the agreement that you just made, I will not hesitate to put an arrow in each of your legs. Or anywhere I have to.
Took your silence as permission.
Absolutely not.
That's it. He's not saying anything else.
And as each of you find your way outside of the dean's office for a second time, you find the appropriate path, means to escape without the sight of the guards or what remains of the student body. You have to find your way outside of the city. Sergeant Nolan still lurks in Moorgrave University. But as you gather your wits, you hide in the corners and shadows to find your way out. You have a decision to make. How you escape from Sharn. And this is something that we can tackle next week. But before we go, our camera focuses in from that top-down view, down at each of you, kind of tucked away in a corner. Figuring out your means and methods to escape the maze, dodging the guard, and the commoners. You still have a few things on your belonging, on your person that, well, it's going to leave some questions if you get stopped. Like, for instance, what are these strange objects, these magical devices, these apparatus that turn a man into a monster or a monster back into a man? Of which, Ivan, roll me a d8.
Yeah. Still got one luck reroll. Not bad.
Okay. Is it here? I think you know what? We're gonna address this next time. We're gonna figure out exactly what your monster is for next time.
It's not the toad. It's not the toad.
It's definitely not the toad. Thank God. So, as you're ambling about the city, the camera seems to slowly begin focusing in, but it doesn't seem to focus on your group. It's focusing specifically on one person. On Anju. Just over his shoulder, but it starts to fall down to that bag, that backpack. Heward's handy haversack. In the flits and the folds and the buckles and binding itself, it seems to amble its way inside and focus on the thrumming dragon shard away from your eyes. And unbeknownst to you, the shard is cracked where it had not before. Fragments of the shard lie at the bottom of the bag. And we'll figure out what that means next time. So tune in next week. Monday, 8:30 Eastern, when we see if our players make it outside of Sharn City, and what is going to happen to Cain Carpenter. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you. Let's go ahead and get our rounds here so everybody can find their way out. We're going to start at the bottom this time, over here with Anju. Benjamin Briggs, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
My name is BenBriggs. I remix video game music for a living, and I am just a musician in general. You can find me at benbriggs.net if you want to check out my music and all my socials, or you can come on over to twitch.tv/benbriggslive, where I run a cozy little variety stream where I never get angry, and I've never been angry in my entire life, and everyone knows that. I play a lot of randomizer and stuff like that, but we do have fun, so come hang out. We keep it a buck.
Perfect. Ivan Freely, FrostPrime, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you, boss?
I am finally back. Finally streaming again. Twitch.tv/FrostPrime. Pretty much FrostPrime in every place. Yeah, I play a lot of small indie games, roguelikes, things like that. Good time.
Perfect. Scout, MargaretKrohn, tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hey, I'm MargaretKrohn. You can find me at MargaretKrohn in all the places. I do lots of stuff on the internet. So if you want to see it, go check it out there. I also get to play BTM with a couple of other folks here, Tracy and Bub. So if you want to see us in more stuff, come check it out. And I make games and video games for a living. I'm currently working on a project called Ashes of Creation, and you can find it at Ashes of Creation in all the places.
Perfect.
Also,
Sub to
Sup to
Bub.
Bub.
Tracy, Miss MagiTech, MagiRPG. Tell us about you. What are you doing? Where can we find you?
Hello, everybody. That is me, Tracy, aka Miss MagiTech, aka MagiRPG. You can find me there at twitch.tv/MagiRPG, where me and my pals do a lot of tabletop games many nights a week. And we were taking a break in January, but now we're back in full swing in February, so it's gonna be busy. I'm playing games like 4 or 5 nights a week for a little bit of time. It's not permanent. But yeah, that's where you can find me if I'm not here.
Perfect. That leaves
Also,
CobaltStreak.
Tracy, I'm joining
Hello.
you soon on that. It's too many.
Yeah.
I know it is a lot.
Mr. Cain Carpenter.
Cobalt. I'm the Isaac guy. I also play lots of roguelike indie games as well, and I'm working on Persona 3, which is like my first Persona game, and it's really pretty
Nice.
cool so far. So I'm enjoying that. And also we do D&D on Thursdays over on my channel as well. We play, Bubs is the DM there. We play with a couple of my mods and friends and my mom, and it's also a good time. So if you're into D&D, you can swing by there as well. And that's it for me. What about you, Mr. Bubs?
I'm Bub. You see what I do here. What more is there to say? You guys have already done everything. You showed up in this place. We tell fun stories. We make voices loud. And well, I'm on board. I did the math last week, and through the month of February, I am participating in one got canceled, but 31 sessions in a 29-day period of tabletop games. So it's a busy one. So I'm with you. So.
Indeed.
Come see us tomorrow. Tomorrow I've got some Crack Crown stuff, and then a regular stream. Wednesday, starting next week, I will be on MagiRPG. Thursdays with Cobalt, and Fridays, we've got 12-hour streams coming up. So that's where I do a lot of community gaming. Looks like there's going to be some modded Lethal Company, maybe some Enshrouded. The 22nd, Nightingale comes out, so I'm going to be pretty deep into that. It's looking like a good month for gaming. So thanks, guys, for absolutely everything. I love your faces. Do what you do. Stay safe, stay nerdy, and we'll catch you
Sup to Bub.
tomorrow. Goodbye, everybody.
Kill everyone later.